he mentioned me in there, so self-defense is perfectly fine. I'm gonna explain it to you, Clint. You're not gonna like it. Okay. Anyway, we're on a bunch of different channels: TikTok, Rumble, 4 different YouTube channels. Pick one. If they shut one down, go to another one. And
admits he's been waiting.
He's just blatant, isn't he? He's just basically. I get around YouTube's ban rules just flagrantly. Yeah. Wow. What a douchebag.
That'll likely get him taken down too, right? Because he openly admitted that he's ban evading.
Well, how many people report it?
Well, has anyone looked up the ban evasion rules? Well, there's 2 different things. So it depends if you're getting banned or your channel's getting banned, right? So I don't know which one he would be under. I would imagine for something like hate speech or violating terms and conditions, like terms of service, it would be you that's being banned. But I don't know. We suspect the original reason why his channel was banned was buying subs.
Okay.
And so I don't
he's
know.
Continued to do.
Well, I don't know if that gets you banned or whether it gets your channel banned. It's a bit uncertain. I don't know the exact things because it's never been a concern to me at all, because I've never done anything like that. So
if it's a repeat offense, you'd think it would be the person, because like at that point, like it's a common denominator.
I have no idea, but I mean, I'll go and have a look, and I'll get this thing organized, streaming to my channel, and I'll look and see if I can find what are the rules under that. Because, like any company, YouTube and Google basically will have sort of, they will designate their rules on it, whether what the consequences are, what the policy is basically on this, and it would be interesting to see whether something like a ban. You can go to an alternative channel, or whether you're not supposed to be on YouTube at all, because I honestly don't know.
Yeah, and that would also kind of like fall into, like, if the person is banned, could they appear on other channels then? Like, would that get the other channel in trouble?
I don't know.
Those are questions. Those are
absolutely. They're good questions. Yeah.
Your baby's crying.
Oh, okay.
Well, I will say, so I'm on a site that apparently shows you like the background for different words. Wow, I can't talk. Different channels. And it looks like, the first couple months, he was getting a lot of subs really quick, and then not really much after that.
Oh,
which I don't know. I don't know what your curve looks like, Mark, but this doesn't look like mine.
I have no idea. I've never looked at it. I got to be honest with you. I've never actually looked at it. I don't know. I see. The thing is, to be fair, if he is like bringing people over from a previous channel, he may get that bump at the start. To be completely fair, like I could imagine. There could be a reason why, if he's got, 50,000 subscribers and he starts a channel, those subscribers would all join in one big group kind of thing, I would imagine.
Maybe. I guess, I don't know. Here's mine. It's not dissimilar, I guess. Like you start out, you get like core audience, and then
kind of levels out.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah. I don't know. Hang on. Where do you see this kind of thing?
It's a website called Social Blade. I was able to look up my channel, and it's pretty small. So
yeah,
here, let me.
I've never looked.
There's Kent's in the private chat.
Okay. Can we look up mine? I guess. Go for it. Look up mine. I have no idea.
All right. Let's see. Mark Reed.
Atheism.
Mark Reed atheism.
Oh, I've got a C+.
2K subs.
Have a what now?
Huh. So I guess it just tracks to about a year ago.
Oh,
But even then, like you have a similar curve too. Huh.
yeah.
Maybe it's not as suspicious as I thought, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't know what I would have done back then to get that amount of subs. What would that coincide with?
I mean, maybe a big appearance on MDD.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
'Cause, I don't know. You had a bunch of MDD debates in December last year, right?
Oh yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
it's a bit
absolutely, absolutely. It may have coincided with like my Darth Dawkins interactions as well. That got a lot of views, like a lot, which annoys
Yeah,
me. But you know,
that could be.
You know,
Oh,
Mark,
Hayden
I
hopped
think
back.
my biggest jump in subscribers, like in any like kind of time frame, was after you and me did a video. Not even from
okay.
Professor Dave or Dr. Dan or the very first video I did, which was with Aaron Ra. The
Yeah,
biggest
seems
jump
to
in
go-
subs that I got was actually from our interaction.
Right. Yeah, and I
Glad to hear
mean,
it.
I sort of came over from Amy's channel, kind of thing. You know, like
Mhm.
I moved from over Amy's channel, so that could be it. I don't know.
Oh, and Robin says people love watching you destroy Darth. It is pretty funny.
It was
Hovind equals
something.
Darth Vader.
Better keep an eye on my chat. Hello, Robin. Hi, how you doing? Love Robin. She did fantastic against Hussein the other day.
Robin had a debate.
Well, she didn't have a debate. She was just on the after show for one of my debates, but she was really good.
Oh.
Like, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and hit play again. He starts to ramble a little bit after the intro ends, so we'll just get through the
In
intro.
Odyssey, they're all listed on drdino.com. Any questions, call 855-BIG-DINO and extension 4. That's the tech guy. He'll handle it. Or extension 5.
The
What extension are
goal
you?
of this man.
Mhm.
Kent
Oh,
Hovind
hey,
has
there's
the goal
sea
to
science.
call him
Okay.
self-Dr.
We're on
Dino,
Brighton and
when he doesn't
Facebook
even
and a
know what
bunch
a
more.
dinosaur
Independent
is.
Yeah, it's a little embarrassing.
Temperamental, fundamental, right-wing, radical, chicken-eating Baptist Church. Come on down and join us. We'd love to have you here. We have some special music this Sunday, and it's not me.
Yeah, he starts
Then Remit them do
talking
the
about
for his creative
upcoming events.
didn't get night. And all our
Yeah, he's just
okay,
doing
let's
housekeeping.
Oh yeah,
no
and it's,
extension.
Yeah.
he has his 777 club.
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
One. Great. Play you whack them. Might have one. Evolution religion is true. Whack them back down. Small children can learn to play it. Adults love to play it. With Whack an Atheist, we wait for an atheist to say something silly and claim that his evolution religion is true, and we whack him back down swiftly and sweetly with real science and Christian love, of course. So,
Yes, you're
Kent Hovind
very
claiming
sweet, Kent.
evolution's a religion.
yeah.
I'm genuinely surprised I haven't been whacked yet, honestly.
You're
Kent
surprised
Hovind
you
hasn't
haven't
seen
been. What
why
about me?
transitional fossils exist.
Oh, has he never whacked you?
No.
Yeah, atheism's even in the name. You'd figure it's an easy target, right?
Right.
He hasn't whacked
I don't know.
me
Maybe you
yet.
make it
I
too
guess
hard
that's a
for him
good
to
thing.
clip chimp you.
Maybe. I think he doesn't find anything about me that he can really hassle. I mean, a lot of the time it really does go in for personal attacks.
Mhm.
You know, which don't phase me in the slightest. I don't generally worry about you. About, you know, people going and attacking me. It doesn't concern me at all. I don't know. It's very strange because I've really attacked him at times for being, you know, absolutely horrible at science and all that kind of thing. It just doesn't.
Deplorable human.
Well, yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
I mean, to go again to the title of the stream, he is a convicted felon, and
Yeah.
for multiple things.
He doesn't
Multiple
like when
not great
people bring that
things.
up either.
Nope.
He really doesn't like it.
I'm just so glad Kent Hovind hasn't whacked me.
had to whack a few more times than one. Okay, they just don't get it. Keep sticking their head up. Okay, actually, I really enjoy doing this. That's a much better cutout job, brother.
That is
You
the
did that?
worst Photoshop I've ever seen.
Mine are better
No.
than that.
No, Kent Hovin's Photoshop of himself playing whack-a-mole.
I don't know. I've never used Photoshop. I use like Microsoft Paint 3D, and I think
Yeah.
I do a little bit better than
I'm
that.
not trying to insult you, Doc. It's just the picture.
Oh no, I was
Kent
saying mine
Hovind
looked better than that.
Yeah, yours is way better. Kent Hovind is like terrible.
Crybaby did it? Thank you so much, Creation Crybaby. So tonight, the winner of the Whack-a-Mole game
apparently
is
Creation is great.
Clint's Reptiles. Man, over 600,000 subscribers on his channel. Produces a lot of good stuff on reptiles, but Clint, you are dead wrong about a major activity here. We're going to explain it to you.
Excited to
Is it
chase
masturbation?
reptiles, Kent?
Is it masturbation? Yeah, no, and plus you can just hear the jealousy in his voice, kind of thing. It's actually hilarious, you know. Over 6,000. Come on, dude. That's what
Sorry
happens
if
when
I
you don't buy
insulted
yourself.
you, Doc.
You didn't insult me. It's okay, man.
I don't.
Thank you.
When did you insult anybody? I don't
I was
understand.
trying to say how bad the Photoshop Kent Hovind showed up earlier of him doing whack-a-mole was.
Oh,
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, we all understood. I don't
Yeah,
think
well,
anybody
good.
misunderstood.
Yeah, I don't think that's an insult against Doc.
Yeah.
I don't understand what Doc's got to do with it. I don't think it's too bad, to be honest with you, but I've done worse. Look, I'll put my hand up. I've done worse, quite frankly. I've really done worse.
Yeah. But no, you're right, Mark. He does like it. There's some jealousy going on there, and the fact that Clint has also got in there professional biologist and educator. That's
Yeah.
got to burn him a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, he has a site where he advertises. Apparently, he has like a reptile, like a petting zoo for reptiles. And honestly, it looks pretty nice. Like for $10, you can go in and hold and pet and learn all about a bunch of different reptiles. Sounds pretty neat.
Mhm.
Sounds like the kind of thing I'd love to go to as a kid.
Hand it to you tonight. Clint's Reptile Academy. Adults and kids
Yeah, there it
camps
is.
available. This is in Utah. Okay. Summer camp. Meet Clint and Leisha, husband and wife duo, curriculum planners. Clint has a PhD in biology education. As well known for his educational YouTube channel, Clint's Reptiles. Clint taught at UVB and BYU. That's Brigham Young University, a Mormon school.
UVU. Clint.
I would assume he's a Mormon by what I saw of his thing here.
I mean,
I'm a
if he is,
Mormon.
so what?
So why being a Mormon does that make him, like, obviously in Kent's mind that makes him automatically wrong? He just sounds like a Steve Irwin type person who absolutely loves reptiles in particular. I got no problem
Honestly,
with
that's
this
the kind of
whatsoever.
vibe I've gotten.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would say he's a lot akin to an American Steve Irwin. Yeah.
Mark
yeah.
Reed, I think I can explain since I am also LDS, aka Mormon.
Mhm.
So I think it primarily has to do with how the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints or Mormon Church got its start. A lot of people, when it was first getting started, were not on board with it at all.
Yeah.
The state of Missouri ordered an extermination order of all LDS people in Missouri. So there's some hate going as far back as the churches existed.
Well, I
from
won't get
people
stuck on a
outside
debate
it.
about the origin of the LDS Church, but it's not as simple as that. I think that sort of the history of Joseph Smith and him starting a militia and things like that probably had a lot to do with it as well. His destruction of printing presses, which published. But anyway, I won't start up a debate about Mormonism at the moment, but it's a lot more
Sorry.
complicated than that. But I think
History
it's
is
more.
complicated.
Well, I think it's more to do with that. He doesn't think that Mormons are real Christians, and I think he pretty much despises any person that claims to be a Christian, or in his mind claims to be a Christian, but does not follow his fundamentalist take on it. Basically, he's very, very
He hates
exactly.
any non-Baptists, honestly. Like he
Sorry,
despises
Non-Baptist,
Catholics and a lot of
fundamental
No, no,
Baptists.
other-
Yeah, he dislikes anybody who's not, fundamental Baptist.
right.
Like they have to line up directly with his way of thinking, or they're wrong. And even other fundamental Baptists, he'll like reach out and, oh, you're wrong about this, brother.
And what we got to remember is they aren't in the majority, but they seem to have their tendrils into majority Christianity throughout America. Like the Speaker of the House is currently a young Earth creationist, which is mind-blowing to me.
Mike Johnson.
Right. It's mind-blowing because, you'll basically have a person that absolutely disagrees with mainstream science believed by, 90% of the world. It's insane.
Sorry, Mark Reed. Sorry, Doc.
For what?
You don't need to apologize, mate. You're fine. Don't worry about it.
Fine.
Just-
Also, don't mind me. I'm just eating soup while y'all talk.
I'm just saying, I'm sorry for bringing up the topic of Mormonism.
No, it's
Well,
fine.
no,
it's perfectly
it's
fine.
fine. I mean, Kent brought it up technically, but you're fine. You're fine.
It's just like
This show is 90% tangents. You're fine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like I feel like when people attack other LDS members, I feel like they're attacking me because I am LDS.
No, I get that. I mean, it's I don't want to call it tribalism, but it's kind of along that line,
Well, I think we all have that tendency to do that. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like when somebody attacks an atheist for being an atheist, but it's a bit different with atheism because I know that not every atheist is a good person. There's some terrible people out there that are an atheist. So, whether or not, and it's interesting because institutions, for instance, Catholics, a lot of my family is Catholic, and they had trouble with, people were attacking the Catholic Church for obvious reasons, right? Because of all of the, child abuse that they were doing. But, it's really hard to defend them, but they felt like they should. And I suppose we've got to divorce ourselves from going, well, if the institution's done something bad in the past, we have to defend it now. We don't have to defend those things that have happened in the past. You don't have to defend all of the bad things that your government does, but you can defend the good things that they do. I think that's more than reasonable.
Yeah. Can we be friends?
Sure.
Thanks.
Yeah. It's okay.
It's okay. It's fine. Look,
That's it.
just because I disagree with somebody doesn't mean I automatically dislike them. I can disagree. Yeah. I disagree with Tell Me More. I disagree with Doc on certain things. That's fine. It's all good. I like people with different opinions. It makes me interested in why they have them and stuff. It's perfectly fine.
Variety is the spice of life. Just don't put poison in the soup.
I like being able to disagree with people and still be friends with them.
Oh, sure.
There's something about it that's really satisfying.
Yeah.
Contact us. There we are, Utah, Springville, Utah. Gorillas are monkeys, and so are you. This is one of Clint's videos. 4 weeks ago, it's already got 91,000 people watching it. Clint, you may be a monkey. I am not.
Green is not your
and you
color,
are not
Clint.
either, right?
I mean, tell me something that makes you not a monkey, Kent. Is there anything physical that does not let you be a monkey?
Yeah.
Or at least
He's wearing a Magnum PI shirt. That makes him not a monkey.
I mean, you can put a monkey in that.
Truthfully, they won't wear it very well.
I don't know. I've heard some monkeys wear suits.
They even call it a monkey suit, a tuxedo.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, goodness.
He said, it is impossible to change a dinosaur into a bird. That is correct. It's impossible to change any animal into any other kind of animal, Clint. But when Clint did his program on this one a couple of days ago, somebody said, oh, you got to watch this. Clint's talking about you. He spent the first 23 minutes talking about, had somebody from Answers in Genesis on there and was showing him teaching about birds cannot come from reptiles, and they cannot, okay? Nothing produces.
Yeah, and
Birds-
the AIG guy had really bad arguments.
Yeah,
But birds are dinosaurs, and dinosaurs are reptiles because of monophyly.
yeah. See, and a problem I think, like I've discovered after talking to a few people who vehemently dislike this whole idea that birds came from theropod dinosaurs. They think that it coincides with the Cretaceous, and that's where you have to like jump on it and correct them. Like, no. By the Cretaceous, the dinosaurs that became birds, which are still dinosaurs, were already heavily established. There was no changing at that point. This like the theropods came in like the late Triassic, I think it was, and birds came around about
Mid-Triassic, but yeah.
mid to late Jurassic is when we find birds. So that's where between those two time periods is when the birds transitioned out of theropod dinosaurs, and so everything we find beyond that, like where the dinosaurs go extinct, they didn't just magically become birds, and they weren't magically becoming birds around that time. It was already established by that point, and that's where a lot of the folks who have a problem with it seem to like I can't think of a word now. My brain's turning to mush. Conflict there.
Yeah, I mean,
And it's like
birds are a subset of dinosaurs, just like stegosaurs or tyrannosaurs are a subset of dinosaurs. It's the same.
Remember the fluffy gator study?
Yes, although I have not read through it yet. I should have.
Try showing that to Kent. See how he thinks of it.
Well, they took these gators and they microwaved them, nuked them, did all kind of things to their DNA, and made them grow feathers. I bet they just sprinkled some bird DNA in there, and now they're claiming it's evidence for evolution. But try to breed an alligator to get feathers. I bet you can't do that. Not without your sciencey magic.
Yep.
Sweet
I don't know
sciencey magic.
How on point was that?
By the power of Great Skull.
No, we're not reptiles. We're not.
We are synapsids.
Oh,
Yeah.
Comment? Yeah. Honestly, reptile's not really a term we use anymore in modern biology.
Yeah.
We use either synapsids or sauropsids.
Well, perhaps
synapsids or diapsids.
Yeah.
I've heard the term sauropsid throw around because you also have like the parareptiles, which would be anapsids. But then you have like turtles, which are, despite having no temporal fenestrae, are grouped with diapsids rather than anapsids.
Let's see. Does Google... Okay, so sauropsid is the more inclusive term.
Yeah.
And then diapsids are within sauropsids. Okay, fair. Oh, yep, sauropsid is...
Yeah, it kind of came from, so primitive synapsids were traditionally called mammal-like reptiles, but it's now seen as out-favored because they're not reptiles or part of the reptile lineage. So the modern term is stem mammals. But you're not wrong. We used to think that synapsids were kind of a combination of reptiles and mammals, but they're not.
Mhm. Okay,
Someone's got an echo. I hear an echo. Does anyone else hear that?
I do.
I don't have speakers or anything.
I need to
Caden, are you using speakers?
No.
Oh.
I'm
Oh.
literally just using the microphone on my iPad.
It should be fine unless it gets like too distracting.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, okay.
babies other than their kind. Nothing does that, Clint. Nothing. Okay. But then at the 23-minute mark, he brought me in there. And here's what he said. I got to call that one up, don't I? Wow. Let's see. Clint's. Got to go. Take me 1 second here, folks. I thought I had everything ready to go tonight. Clint's. Reptiles. There we go. Okay. Now I got to drag it over on that screen.
Kenny, are you okay?
Okay.
Are you
Good
okay, Kenny?
Uh,
Hello, Mr. Anderson.
Hello,
Hey,
Mr.
Mr.
Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
Hello.
it's not a Kent Hovind stream without technical difficulties, right? It's just not.
How are you guys doing? I just heard him say something to the effect of no animal can bring forth other than its kind. And I was like,
Yes.
that's like saying my name into a mirror 3 times. Like whenever he says that, I must appear.
This is after your debate with him, so he really didn't absorb anything from that.
It's well after.
We've
Not
got
at
a
all.
Yeah,
Is
well
it
Bloody
after.
Mary
Saying-
situation going on.
I'm just waiting
That's
for him to
nothing
say.
new, though.
I'm just waiting for him to say that nobody's ever observed a dog produce a non-dog.
Oh, he'll
He's
probably
gonna say it.
Ask dog breeders
He'll
all
say
around
it.
the world. They'll tell you.
Back in my day, we
Yeah.
used to believe that birds were completely unrelated from everything else.
Ask any rancher or farmer around the world. They'll tell you.
No,
I
don't
mean,
tell you.
Yeah.
I mean, back in my day, like,
And this is because I
so
haven't actually thrown
now-
the second. I haven't thrown any of the segments of the second debate up on my channel, so you'll be forgiven for not knowing. But well, some of you will, and some of you won't. Some of you have heard this before, but there is a strain of transmissible cancer that was produced by dogs, where a dog actually evolved into a single-celled parasite that lives in other dogs, and it did so in a single generation. And it's still with us today. And I pointed this out to him in excruciating detail. And he has said that he is going to go and research that and think about it and
What?
get back to me.
Yeah.
What type of cancer
Mate,
is this?
he said he was going to research ERVs like on about 10 different occasions, and he never has. Like he's never.
Oh, I'm
Now we
aware.
just sort of,
I'm aware.
yeah.
But I mean,
What?
that's
I'm trying to be
basically
in
like
talks
whenever
with,
he says that, basically that means that you got him and he doesn't have an answer, right? Is
Mhm.
Mhm.
Oh
but
yeah.
like he doesn't
Oh, yeah.
actually.
That's going to be
Yeah.
the next thing I want to talk with Dr. Dan about is ERVs, because I've heard a little bit about it and it's got me super intrigued, and how like they can be like
Is that Dr.
genetic
Cardinal?
timestamps. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trace.
Gotcha.
I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
want to like pick his brain about those now, because they seem
Yeah.
really
Have you seen
interesting.
have you seen Hancock's video about ERVs?
I have it on my watch list. There's like 40 videos in
Get
a
it.
row on my
Um,
watch list right now.
It's a
I
gooder,
think Caden has a question.
What type of cancer is this?
Venereal cancer,
So-
I think, from memory.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy. It's a transmissible cancer. So it's a cancer cell in dogs. And so it was originally cervical cancer, but there were some key mutations that allow it to avoid the immune response of dogs that are not like, the reason cancer usually like slips under the radar is because it's you, right? They're your cells. but this one is actually able to stay under the radar even in bodies which are not its own. And so this cervical cancer actually was transmitted like a venereal disease to a male dog, and then on, and is now living as a single-celled organism that is a parasitic venereal disease in dogs.
All
But it
dogs?
is 99. Not well. I mean, all dogs have this venereal
Oh.
disease, but
Oh,
the ones that do have, right, like it's a venereal disease. It's just like how not all humans have venereal diseases, as far as I know.
right.
Hopefully,
What's its name?
it's called CVTV, canine venereal tumor disorder, something like that.
Ah,
Canine
And you
transmissible venereal
also,
tumor, something like that. CVTV.
if I recall, you also brought up some human cancer cells that have been
Mhm.
surviving outside of a body for, what is it, 60 years?
Henriette.
Something like that. Yeah,
Lacks, I
Henrietta
believe.
lacks the HeLa cells.
Mhm.
Yeah, and there are also other transmissible cancers in other species. Like there's one in Tasmanian devils that actually evolved in our lifetimes. Like it's
Yeah.
new. Yeah.
Starsong in
Oh,
my
hey,
chat just
y-
mentioned that. It's apparently
Yeah,
a
you
fake
said it at
candy.
the same
Yeah.
time as Starsong did.
hmm Well, I said it first because I said it in my debate with Dr. Hovind.
Yeah, get wrecked.
And
Look.
and recently they've also discovered another one in clams. There's a transmissible cancer in clams as well.
Oh, geez,
Clam.
this has to
Need to
spread
know
like
that-
wildfire.
Clam cancer exists. I don't know whether I'm happy or sad that I know that now.
Mm.
I mean,
Yeah.
cancer.
Not
Now
only
I
does
just
a
have
clam
questions.
cancer exist, there's a transmissible clam cancer where you can catch cancer.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, plants can get
So,
cancer.
but my
too.
favorite one is the dog one because he says that dogs produce dogs, and nobody's ever
Yeah.
heard of any dog bringing forth other than, another dog. And it's like, well, I mean, you do because we talked about it for an hour, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my own little soapbox.
Yeah, and JJ said,
I better be
"God did
careful,
that."
or I'm
Yeah,
going to get my
apparently
own
God
whacking
did that,
atheist.
JJ. Oh, look, it'd be
you
great.
might.
I would watch it.
Okay, but if he does, you have to show up in the chat and demand
Maybe.
to come on with him.
Oh man.
Well, I don't watch his stuff like very closely at all. I've already beaten him, right?
That's fair. I've got a debate with him in a couple weeks. That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
we gotta
We're
do
gonna do
prep.
we're gonna do a prep session.
I'd appreciate it. I
Yeah,
think I have a
let me know.
plan of attack sorted out, but we can talk about all that later.
Yeah, of course.
All right. For now, though,
Could not believe. It's a good thing I never complain, isn't it?
Oh,
I tell my wife that all the time. Boy, it's a good thing I never complain.
Which one?
his
23.
nose is growing.
Oh,
Which wife?
there we go. Clint, let's get
Right.
you over here where everybody can see it.
Probably all of them.
it's already there,
We didn't
Jet.
test the audio on this then, did we? Oh, he's got it.
Steve, fix my computer,
Oh, no,
Steve.
Steve was banned.
Yeah, I know. Steve stole from him.
Okay. What
and
happened
then
here? Let's see what he
Steve
says
stole
about
my money.
somebody. Just push a button. Somebody make it work. Okay.
Yeah, because IT exactly
It's not
works
working.
like
Joseph,
that.
I can't hear him. I'm the,
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they had like one of those apps that let you remote control someone else's screen. I wouldn't be surprised if they had one.
Oh
I
yeah.
love ghost programs.
I've had situations where that's happened to me, where someone would remotely control my computer screen.
Yeah, it's just a
Oh,
virtual
that's
true.
desktop, basically.
fix it, Joseph. That's why you get the big bucks.
Like you pay anyone.
He doesn't
Right.
pay anyone.
Okay, it's not playing. I just shut it off, waiting for you. Ready to try it? Let's see. The joys of live shows.
The best in a given environment, not deliberately, just as a consequence of that unequal reproductive success over multiple generations. And all of this is
Oh, just listen to that echo.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Kent. You've been in this business for 50 years. You don't know how to soundproof things?
Kent's not very
Repeatedly
tech
observable.
savvy.
No.
You think someone would have suggested it?
Well, if anything was clear as a result of this string, it's that he doesn't always listen.
Mm-hmm.
True, I guess, especially when it's criticism.
He can never be wrong.
Never.
But saying that we have never observed a gain of information, that's just false.
And that's just false what you just said. Show me where we've seen a gain in information. Clint, I
Well, if
challenge
you
to
go
a
back
debate.
and watch
Play
that
by Big
section,
Dino,
then you'd
Kent,
be-
stop
Yeah, he
using
explains
educated.
it step by step.
yeah.
Kento, and stop using the word information out of context.
I don't
Well,
believe
and
in
plus you can point to
information.
certain
I'd like
things.
as they define it. I don't think it exists, and it's not necessary.
Mhm.
You've got a definition?
Based on their
I'm still not
definition,
sure I've heard a definition.
right? Well, what I'm saying is the way that they define it, whatever that is, I don't think it
Well,
exists.
the way they're using it, yeah. Because I mean, you can point to stuff like because I brought this up with Kent, sort of saying, hey, if I get like you've got the alphabet, right? And if I write something new that's never been seen before, that's new information, even though those letters already existed. So, but they will say, hey, you know, it has to be new letters, which is so stupid. Like that's the most ridiculous thing ever, because there's not going to be any more than the base pairs of DNA. Like it's not going to suddenly produce a Y base pair kind of thing apart from the usual TACG, right? It's not going to produce that. And that kind of seems to be what they're expecting, which is ridiculous. Like that's so stupid.
What do creationists think
Kent
of
loves his
RNA?
decks of Kent loves his decks of cards. If you shuffle a deck of cards and then put the sequence of the cards into a computer, that is going to be new information no matter what, because it is almost statistically impossible to get a new sequence or to get the same sequence twice. So even though it's all the same information, it's been shuffled and it's new. It's a new sequence.
Yeah, but they don't see that as new information. But what they're not understanding is that these base pairs are not. They're not information like information in a computer. They're chemicals. They're uracil, taurine. Help me out.
Adenine, guanine.
Yeah. So they're
adenine, guanine.
Yeah, that they're actual chemicals. So you're not going to get a new one. Like that's not going to happen. But any new sequence is new information. Any new sequence.
Well, here's the way that I look at it. This is the way that I kind of understand, and I didn't get this from them specifically. This is just sort of my kind of best detangling of what they're saying is that so the problem and the disconnect is that when we say information, we mean data. When they say information, they mean ideas. Right?
Yeah.
And so you can generate data without ideas, but you can't generate ideas without a mind, because an idea is something that exists in a mind that is it's meaning that is conveyed from one mind to another, or that exists within a mind. And so for there to be information in the sense of it being ideas rather than being data, then a mind is required, right? It's nonsensical otherwise. You can't think I defy you to think of any, instance where there's an idea that wasn't encoded into being data by a mind.
And what you just did is one of my favorite things in science, called extrapolation, where even though the information wasn't given to us, you were able to extrapolate that based on the context. And a lot of these anti-science folks like Kent are incapable of doing the extrapolation to get the data and information.
Yeah, well, you see, there are two kinds of people in the world.
Just one sec. Sorry, Morgan donated a membership. It hit Stupid Whore Energy, congratulations, enjoying your emotes. And Robin Webster, could you hit
What a
Robin
name.
Webster from?
Oh yeah, I love that.
Stupid
username.
Whore Energy. She actually is very well read on the literature of evolution. Like her questions and question time are fantastic. Like Stupid
That's
Whore
true.
Energy has been a thorn in the side of Donnie for quite some time.
And he has to read her name every time. It's so great.
Yeah.
There's two of the best names on the internet: Titan Uranus and Stupid Whore Energy. Absolutely.
True.
And Robin Webster donated a membership, a readership, and hit CDN Olliman. Olliman gets a readership. Commander, cadet.
I don't know
What's
them.
CDN as a rank? Commandeer. Canadian Olliman. That's good. All right. Congratulations.
Canadian is a rank.
Can I say
If
something?
it's not, it should be.
Oh yeah, welcome.
Yeah,
A-
sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome,
Thank you.
Atheist
So-
Junior or AJ.
So it seemed like a second ago you guys were talking about what seemed like creationists asking for new information, and I agree that it seems like what they want is they don't accept a new or change to a sequence of CTAG. It seems like they want new letters to appear. That seems to be like what would count as new information, because they simply say, or Ken says, well, that's not new information. It's just a scrambling of existing information. And it's like, well, no, it's a scrambling of the 4 base pairs that we have access to. And you seem to be saying that the only thing will count, because Kent loves to basically say prove this to me, but the only thing that'll prove it is something that's impossible and a ridiculous straw man. He loves to do that.
Yeah, that's pretty common.
Would Kent Hovind believe in evolution if Godzilla showed up?
No,
Probably not.
there's nothing that could convince Kent, because he fundamentally doesn't even understand evolution. So it would have to be
Part of
his
it's
crazy
deliberate,
version.
right? Yeah, he. I mean, I think he kind of weaponizes his ignorance, right?
Yeah,
He's not
truly
stupid.
does.
Yeah.
He could learn this stuff, but he doesn't on purpose, because it's more convenient and useful to misunderstand it, right?
What irritates
I guess
me
it brings
is
up the
when
eternal question: does he not know, or is he just grifting?
he's intentionally ignorant, because Kent will sometimes rattle off like some very specific like number for like the amount of time that each title change would take, or he'll rattle off a long list of muscles in the human body. And it's like, you can remember that, but you can't remember a very simple definition of evolution, or it's
Right.
or no, you're just actually misrepresenting it on purpose, aren't you? You know what I mean?
I'll tell you what he told me, and this will tell you everything you need to know about the answer to that question. He said to me personally, fake it till you make it, son. You fake it till you make it. If you don't have the answers now, just wait and pray that God will reveal it to you before you die.
Yeah, me and Grayson were talking about this, that when Kent is backed in a corner, he will literally say anything just to have a response. But Mr. Anderson, I was actually gonna I wanted to message you, because I've been watching a lot of Kent's videos about Ernst Haeckel in preparation for my debate, and I saw something that just made me grin from ear to ear, because Kent was saying how the Haeckel's drawings are fake, and I don't know if this is like off topic for this video, but he was saying, Haeckel's drawings are fake, and he asked the people in the room to bring up textbooks, and he was going to show how they're showing Haeckel's fake drawings. And it's funny, because Sandra comes up and hands him a book and says, oh, these are supposed photographs. And he says, oh, supposed photographs. And he shows the book, and it has 3 photographs of embryos, and nowhere on the page are Haeckel's drawings at all. And I'm just like, how is this like, this is showing that you're wrong, Kent. And I just thought it was hilarious. I think I'm definitely going to save that clip, and I think I would like to show it during the debate. Maybe I was just laughing, because he was like, "Oh, we're going to show you how the textbooks have his drawings in them," and he literally shows how they don't.
Yeah.
It was just funny.
I've
Kent
said
knows
it
it.
before, but the only time we talk about Haeckel's drawings is in a historical context when it comes to biology classes.
Yeah, they're irrelevant to modern embryology or evolution. Like, it doesn't matter. But there was nothing wrong with the drawings in the first place. But yeah, me and Mr. Anderson had a really great debate prep last night. It was epic.
When's your debate, HA?
The 19th.
19th.
I can't wait. Honestly, I've never been more prepared for a Kent Hovind debate, and I'm actually excited about it.
19th in the evening. In the evening.
I can give you the link because it's scheduled on Donnie's channel.
Oh, okay, cool.
But yeah,
do you want to do an after show or something?
Yeah.
I think that would be a good idea.
I'll do one.
Yeah, wherever. I was thinking.
Yeah, sure.
Or Mark, you can do it.
Doing...
Mark's got a bigger channel. You can do it, Mark, if you want to.
No, that's okay. I mean, I don't mind. I think we should do it on yours to get some engagement rolling. Absolutely.
It really is good to help grow your channel.
Yeah, I mean, I've sent people to Mr. Anderson's channel before. I think we did the inaugural stream on there, and I was thinking about having an after show, after party in my Discord, but that'll probably happen anyway, and that wouldn't be broadcast. So yeah, we'll just. I haven't done an after show in a long time, but I think this debate will warrant one because I think it's going to be pretty epic.
I look forward to it.
Because me and Mr. Anderson last night, just quickly, we kept discovering things that Kent was just wrong about in his slides that I can bring up, and it's just thing after thing where basically it just seems like it's going to be a very bad debate for Kent because it's just going to be everything he says. I can pretty much have a pretty bulletproof debunk of the fact that this Haeckel's trial, this fraud trial, even apparently his school found him guilty of fraud, and he worked there for another 33 years. So, that's odd. Would you think if you found a professor to have been a fraudulent liar, you would maybe suspend them or fire them? But no, he stayed there for another 3 decades. It was cool. And Kent's timeline is all wrong, and just it's gonna be fun. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, we have a question from the chat.
Yes. Go ahead.
Well, just I think maybe in 1 or 2 paragraphs, the people who have debated Kent, why debate him when he doesn't change his script or anything? Why debate him at all? We can go bottom to top.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm a pragmatist, and the way I look at it, and this is something that me and Dr. Dan agree on, is the fact that people are going to debate Kent. I think ideally, if we could, resist the sirens call, nobody would debate Kent anymore, and then he would just he would probably frame it as people are too chicken to debate him, but he would not like it if he couldn't get anybody to debate him, you know what I mean? Because he constantly wants that, maybe it's for exposure or he just likes doing it. I don't know, but that's not going to happen. You're always seeing new people cropping up to debate Kent, which, and some of them kind of suck, it's not necessarily their fault. Maybe they're inexperienced. Maybe they, because they're debating Kent Hovind is not easy. He's extremely experienced.
He's slippery. He's hard to pin down.
You can't take it away from Kent that he's done a lot of debates. I mean, that's a fact. I mean, over hundreds. I haven't done hundreds of debates. Maybe Mark Reed has, but
no, I haven't.
Have you done over 100? Do you think?
I don't think so. I don't know.
I think you're getting close. You do a lot of debates, Mark. You're always either. Yeah. But yeah, Kent, like you said, is slippery. I think Professor Dave called him a greased up pig. He's it's like pitting Jello to the wall, and it's very difficult to sort of wrangle him in if you're trying to get him in a line of questioning. Although Mr. Anderson showed he's did a great job of that.
It can be done.
Keith
It
debate
can be
we
done.
watched was also do. So people are going to debate Kent, and if it has to be done, then I would just like to lead by example and show how I think people should do it, and that's why I debate Kent.
Fair enough. How about you, Mr. Anderson?
So, okay. I've been asked this question before, and by both loved ones and strangers. And the answer is, so for me, there's a different reason, right? Like, so I think some people debate him because they love science and they want to, you know, like vindicate science. And I mean, I like science too. I love science and everything. But my point in debating Kent is more so because, you know, it's more about the debate and about the technique than anything else for me. So like, you know, this is pseudoscience. Let's call it what it is, right? And you know, there's been a problem with the rise of pseudoscience in the world, and people need to know how to combat it. And we've got this problem with like echo chambers, and we've got, you know, people who are employing these tactics like the ones that you know, see Kent using, and you know, people don't know how to combat it, and I happen to know how to do that, and so, you know, that's what I want to do, is to try and, like, you know, spread some awareness and help the scientific community not build skill, because I mean, you know, all these science communicators are already very, very good arguers and very good debaters, but just add some of the techniques from some of the you know, from my world into that already existing skill set, so that you can even more effectively debate this guy, or anybody, right, who's, you know, in these sorts of situations. And the other thing that I think, so Hovind, he's not good on the science, right? He never has been. He's not, and he hasn't gotten better over time, right? He's not. But what he is good at is he's slippery, right? And so, like, that's a good foil for somebody like me, because I'm kind of the perfect poison for that, right? Because that's my specific skill set, is trying to pin somebody down. And then also, he's kind of the most famous creationist I can get my hands on that will actually debate me. And so, in terms of, like, you know, exposure for me, like, that's good. And you know, in a lot of ways, I think Kent kind of operates as sort of the Glass Joe of the creationist debate world. You know, the first opponent that almost everybody has, the one that's right. Yeah,
Well,
so he's kind of that's why, basically,
he's
is because he's the gateway. You know.
Yeah, and he's so easy to prep for, because he has never changed an argument in the entire time he's debated anybody. Like, he uses exactly the same. You know exactly what he's going to say when he comes in.
And they're not super technical too, right?
Right, and the trick is,
like, you don't have to go and learn. You don't have to go and learn all about genetic entropy, or, like, you know, ERVs, or geology, or anything like that. You know, you go and you're just going to debate, like, Hines or Noah's Ark or something, and it's like it's accessible for people, and that's why people, you know, often start with him, is because, you know, it feels like you can, you know, it's like, oh, I can argue these things. These are, like, you know, normal person arguments, and what they don't realize is, I mean, you know, yeah, he's gonna pull some tricks on you, right?
Yeah, and it's good practice to learn not to be nettled by it, because his part of his shtick is to say things that are inflammatory to get you off point and on somewhere else.
Yep.
So it's a really good intro, and he's not, once you understand what he's doing, he's not that subtle about it. That's the thing. Like, he really, and people who watch the debate say, oh, I can see where he's just saying that because he doesn't have an answer for what you've said. Correct. Yes.
Well, you see, the problem you have, Mark, is that you believe in this stupid religion called evolution.
Let me finish. So it's good practice for someone new to learn how to deal with somebody that nettles in order to get you off point, like staying on track. It's really good practice for, you know, sort of that focused mind. Like, yes, he's saying all this crazy crap about evolution. Ignore that. Go back to the original point and hammer him again and again and again on the same point until he has to say, hey, I don't have an answer.
Yeah. I have a video on that. It's called Stay on Target. Stay on target.
By the way.
Yeah. And I
Yeah,
say
I saw that one.
don't chase the rabbit. That's my catchphrase. Is don't chase the rabbit. Like
Well,
they'll put a rabbit out in front of you. Don't chase it. Just go back to your point.
yeah, I have my own catchphrase too.
Mm.
It's an acronym I made up for debating Kent, which is just ABCKO. Always be calling Kent out.
Not bad.
So it's easy to remember.
Not bad.
Always be calling him out on his fallacious argumentation, calling him out for changing topics or for bringing up a bunch of topics, and then when Mark Reed simply lists off the topics he brought up and one by one responds to them, Kent will always say, "Oh, one topic at a time." Call him out on the fact that you brought these topics up, Kent. I don't know how many times I've seen that exact exchange play out in Mark Reed's debates with Kent. It's like every time. It's hilarious.
Let's see, Mark, was there anything else you wanted to add to the question?
No, not really. I mean, I don't want to debate Kent because he is a criminal and he's been convicted of a pretty horrendous crime. And but I don't think that I would look down on anybody that does, because it's just like Mr. Anderson said, it's a really good exposure. He's not that effective. A lot of atheists I know, like Kent really is the thing that convinced them that it couldn't be real, because he is terrible in a debate. He thinks he always wins. It's ludicrous. He rarely ever even puts up a decent argument, much less wins debates. It's so ridiculous.
I mean, he'll say outright during the debate that he won. I won the debate.
Yeah.
I gotta go. My throat hurts. I gotta go.
I mean, he says as much in his seminar videos too. Like, I destroy them in the first 5 minutes. Here's how you do it. Yeah.
I guess for my personal
steps of
answer,
evolution.
yeah.
Sorry.
I guess for my personal answer, I've had several close friends who used to follow Kent, and hearing a calm, rational voice on the other side helped them look into the actual science behind what he was talking about, and realizing he didn't know anything he was saying. And learning that opened them up to learning about more things.
That's me.
And yeah, you're one of them. And it helped them as a person. So I want to try and do that for other people if I can.
Yeah, and I've never been in a debate with him, but to me, I guess the reason why you would debate him is like the reason you would debate anyone else, to defend something that you know to be correct. If someone like says, "Oh, that's not correct," you want to defend yourself.
Yeah, but
sometimes
don't do that.
But the thing with Kent is, just the thing with Kent is, he'll hear you say that, and it'll go straight through the other ear. Like, he will never acknowledge that he was wrong on anything.
The only thing is the pre-trib rapture. That's like the one thing.
Huh?
Oh, him and his apocalypse stuff. Oh, it's just so cringy.
Yeah,
I've heard from Mark Stoney that he thinks that the apocalypse is this year, that he thinks the world's ending this year, which will be hilarious when we get to 2025. It's going to be a bit of a laugh.
Actually, Kent says it's 2028.
Actually,
I
didn't know we were playing.
Yeah. I believe Aaron Ross said that Ken Hovind just represents the absolute worst type of American fundamentalist Christian conservative, radical right-wing chicken-eating Republican Baptist and pseudoscientific, what's the word, sovereign citizen, anti-vaccine, pro-choice, anti-LGBT rights, just every type of ism and bigotry, just the worst type. He is the prototypical American idiot and the ultimate example of Dunning-Kruger. And it's not cool that he is damaging so many people's education and the education system in America. So I like to take him down a peg because I don't like that. Ultimately, though, I just do it because it's fun for me. And I mean, I also did make like $250 from my last debate with Kent, so that's just a nice bonus. The exposure,
he's also a Sovset.
Yeah, I mentioned that.
Yeah.
Which is just
Mr.
Honestly,
Anderson
the only thing
sent
I
me
don't
something on
remember him
Sovset
doing
stuff, and I
is
need to do that.
explicit racism. But I could just be forgetting.
I've seen
AJ?
them. Yes.
Can we not get into the? I guess can we not get into a discussion regarding the LGBTQ community? It's something I don't really like having discussed because I have my own opinions on it that I don't wish to discuss.
I mean, you don't have to.
You don't have to
Yeah.
contribute.
Yeah.
You don't
But
have
if
to
we just,
join the
I don't
discussion.
get why we can't discuss it. It's something that exists in our world. I don't understand.
It's
Does
just
it-
I
if it
feel like
makes
if
you
I do discuss
uncomfortable-
my opinion regarding them, that someone's gonna be like, "Haha, you're evil" or something like that.
I mean, I wasn't planning on starting a discussion. I simply mentioned that was one of many, many reasons that I think Kent is legitimately simply a bad person. So it's fine with me, although it's just a little concerning that you say that. But I have no
It's
problem
just
moving
like-
on and changing the subject to something else. I wasn't going to start a discussion about that anyway. But now I'm like I want to because you said that. But
Yeah.
it's fine.
Sorry.
Maybe in the private
No,
chat or something.
I can understand it. Like
Or the
I
offline.
don't like to participate in like political banter or chats or anything. And so typically, like if it comes up, I'll just abstain from the conversation about political matters because I'm very, very private about my political anything. So yeah, I understand where you come from, Caden, but again, like I said, you could just abstain from the conversation.
I mean,
Yeah, like this-
I did want to talk about makeups and bottoming, but that's okay. We can.
Oh, stop.
Oh. Sorry, AJ. I'm sorry. Please forgive
It was a
me.
slip of the tongue. Sorry, it was a slip of the dick. Damn it! I'm just gonna mute myself.
Oy vey.
I
just-
don't think that's going to help somehow. I think just your sheer cheekiness is going to come through anyway. Quite frankly.
Okay,
probably.
back to Kent. Let's see what drunken
Sure.
rambles he has
Just
for
I guess
us.
for the future, like if you don't want to, you don't have to participate in discussions. Like it's fine. If it's
It's a
not what you
it's a
wanna talk about,
controversial
we gotta
issue.
talk
You know
about
what I
it.
mean? So no, yeah. I ultimately it's just fun to debate Kent, especially because I think I've grown as a debater, and each time I debate Kent, I think I'm a little more prepared. And I do a little bit better because I think my second debate with Kent, I just lost. Like he just steamrolled me. I wasn't in a very good mental health place at the time, and I just rewatching that debate is kind of cringy for me to watch just because, and Kent's yelling at me the whole time. It's really weird, and yeah, that's just.
Mhm.
But in my later debates, you can see I really sort of yell at Kent and I'm just kind of belligerent with him and just calling him a liar, and it's just fun to sort of take some of my confidence and see it growing and just sort of fire back at Kent because I like to treat Kent exactly how he treats other people or exactly how he treats me. I'll be respectful, but if you're gonna go there, then we can get we can sling in the mud and we can get down and dirty. But Mark Reed's is my example for how to do that because he's always cordial, I think, and reserved. But then it's if they start to really be rude and just obstinate, then he can adapt to that. And Mark Reed is really good at adapting to different situations. That's why I think it's fun watching your debates, Mark.
Mhm.
Yeah, I got no problem rolling around the mud if they want to. It doesn't
Yeah.
stop me at all. I've
Sorry,
really
AJ.
salted
No need to
Hovind
say
to his
sorry.
face.
Were we watching this Whack and Atheist video?
Yes, I'm hitting play.
Oh, here we go.
We said that would be great, sir. Well, the first place we stopped on the tour was the geologic time chart. So we're standing over there, and the guy said, "Now, folks, this layer of rock right here is about 70 million years old." My daughter was 12 years old at the time. She raised her hand. She said, "Mister, how do you know that layer is 70 million years old?" He said, honey, that's a good question. We tell the age of the layers by what types of fossils we find in them. They're called index fossils. And by the way, that's correct. That's what the textbook said. Scientists use index fossils to determine the age of rock layers. She said, thank you, sir.
Okay. So Clint is going to go in. Well, maybe I should let Clint explain it because he will in a minute. But little misrepresenting.
Yes, sir. We walked around the other side. We're standing over here, and the guy said, now, folks, these bones are about 100 million years old. My daughter raised her hand again. She said, sir, how do you know those bones are 100 million years old? He said, well, honey, we tell the age of the bones by which layer they came from. She said, sir, when we were standing over there, you told me you knew the age of the layers by the bones, and now you're telling me you know the age of the bones by the layers. She said, isn't that circular reasoning? He looked at my daughter. He looked at me. I wasn't about to help him.
This is what we call an Offerdienst moment. It comes from a meme where a woman named Rebecca said that her very, very young child said something very, very deep, and the starred comment for it was, "Oh, fuck off, Rebecca, he did not say that." So, this is what I call an Offerdienst moment.
I mean, fair. Like I've heard these called like, and then everyone clapped moments.
Yeah.
or just a tall tale.
Yeah. Like on today's episode of Things That Never Happened.
and Hovind does this all the time, all the time. He tells these stories where you know that it never happened, like, especially in the way that he's describing. Maybe something similar happened. Maybe this person was like aghast that he didn't understand basic logic, and then sort of explained it, and he just edits that part out. I think that I wouldn't.
Berkeley professor.
Well, I wouldn't. You notice this thing about people, and I'm not saying I'm not qualified to determine anybody's mental health issues, but people that display a lot of narcissistic tendencies always present these kind of stories where they're the hero of the story, kind of thing. People like Darth Dawkins and stuff do it all the time, even though there's footage of something different happening. The way that they present it is that they have had this incredible victory over everybody around them, when that is certainly not the case. And it seems like a very narcissistic way of going, well, I was the main character in this amazing story. And it really is emblematic of a very, very egocentric personality. You have to be the main hero of the story all the time.
And Kent's stories like this, they tend to be very detailed about all of his amazing quips, but when it comes to the details of the people involved, they tend to be very vague. Like, he'll be like, I was talking to this one atheist at this one debate this one time, and da-da-da-da. But here we have a tour guide who also is like a college geology professor who somehow doesn't know about radiometric dating, apparently. And he's completely stumped by this 12-year-old girl. And, you can just imagine the dumbfounded look on this man's face, as if this is a cartoon, cartoon reality. And then, of course, the guy drove and a very long distance to come see Kent preach. And he had never considered that this could have been circular reasoning. He has his mind blown. And he drove 50 miles one way to see Kent speak on creation, and he got converted to a young earth creationist that night. He got saved, and the next day he got ran over and died and went to heaven.
And the entire school applauded.
Yeah, actually, he got crushed by a boulder from the geological column that doesn't exist. It was very ironic.
Yeah,
and then everyone applauded, and Albert Einstein was there, and everybody won $100.
If we're on the topic of historical people, I am a distant relative of Grand Duchess Anastasia.
Awesome! Congratulations.
The Russian girl who died? Okay.
This is maybe I'm wrong about this, but this is a pet peeve of mine. It's Anastasia. It's not Anastasia. I'm
Well,
sorry.
the
Sorry,
Americanized
like,
pronunciation is
I'm sorry. Is that rude? I just
no.
I'm
just-
so used to the Anastasia
so-
pronunciation.
I just hate that. I'm not saying one is wrong and one is right. I guess I just prefer the other one because it sounds so
Well,
fancy.
no, because it's like the traditional Russian or Slavic pronunciation that is Anastasia, but instead of
Yeah.
Anastasia.
Yeah, it just sounds like American, like Southern drawl to me. But
Well, I am
Yeah,
American.
true. Kent has in these old videos. Kent has the worst, ugliest suits, and they don't fit him. They're too big. Like,
He has
makes me
some
wanna-
okay vacation shirts. Or are you talking about the older video?
No,
The
I'm
straight
talking about
old
the
one,
older
yeah.
video. His suits are
Oh.
ugly as hell.
The ties are
And they
the
don't-
thing that always got me.
Yeah, they don't fit. One time he had a pretty cool tie in one of his videos. It was like a Noah's Ark tie. I wanted to notify you guys about something that I ordered a USB flash drive containing all of Kent Hovind's homeschool videos. And I have it now. It's in my possession, and these videos have never been seen on YouTube. So
Oh no.
Oh no.
I was
Do they need to be?
Well, I was watching one of them. I was clicking through them. Some of them are Eric Hovind, and then some are Kent. But so it's Kent. It's algebra. There's biology. Let me see. There's physical science.
Did you check his math? Because I have suspicions that he can't math.
I didn't check that, but Kent is actually teaching algebra there. So let me see. And it actually came in this beautiful handmade like wood USB drive. I'll have to turn my camera on and show it in a second, but let me read. It says algebra, biology, earth and space, basic electricity, physical science, and plumbing.
Plumbing.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that STEM
But,
field of plumbing. Yeah. No.
Yeah, but one of the biology videos I was pretty intrigued by. So I don't know if you guys are gonna like maybe when this video is done, I was seeing if you might be interested in looking at one of those. Just saying.
I mean, sure.
Oh.
I think like he mostly focuses on Clint for like the first 20 minutes or
Yeah,
so, and then
yeah.
he starts preaching and rambling. So
You should,
Yeah,
if you've got enough room, upload it to a Google Drive or something. Just cloud it so people can access it, kind of thing.
I definitely plan on doing that, but I just got it today. And I'm gonna turn my cam on a second because I want to actually.
Oh,
show
and you can't get in trouble for it either because he has
Nah.
he's on record saying that he wants people to be able to access his stuff so you can spread it freely all over the place.
yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
But then gets
He's
mad when
atheist.
his stuff is used to debunk him.
And you're on the big screen, AJ, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Just 1 second.
While we're talking about famous relations, though, I had some ancestors a few centuries ago who apparently owned a castle in Ireland. That's
Okay.
kind of neat.
You see this?
Oh, neat.
Oh,
And then
Dang.
it's actually magnetized. So
That's really pretty.
Oh.
Like
it's like faux wood. It looks like it's burnt wood burning. It's actually it's beautiful, honestly. I was very impressed because when I ordered these, I was thinking like, well, shouldn't he just send me the files like Mark was saying, like a Google Drive? I was thinking, but if you're gonna send a physical USB drive in the mail, like I think this is the way to do it. Like this thing is honestly awesome. So kudos to
There's no forgetting that one in your pocket.
It's pretty sweet. Like honestly, the mechanism of the closing shut is very satisfying. Like I've been doing it on and off for like the past hour.
yeah, that looks really. I wonder where you can get something like that. It's probably pretty expensive, but that's pretty.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
I
you
don't-
could
I don't
probably
know.
find it on
very
Etsy.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. And it was very well packaged too. It was in like so many different layers of packaging. Like it was, I don't know. The guy takes his Kent Hovind stuff seriously. The funny thing is though that this guy actually had my Atheist Junior account blocked. If I tried to log in on eBay, he had already blocked me, like preemptively. I think he knew who I was, so I had to sign in using like a Facebook to buy it. I just thought that was funny. I guess he knows about my channel.
Okay.
Hovind's psychic.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, yeah, that's neat. I'm gonna hit play though.
Okay.
Like that was a fun little thing. That was interesting.
Yeah, it's awesome. Really cool.
He looked back at my daughter. He said, "Wow, you're right. That is circular reasoning." He said, "I never thought of that before." That fella drove 50 miles one way that night. Here he comes. Come hear me speak in Union Center, South Dakota. Crowd swelled to 39. We set up a chair.
Okay, so this is Kent Hovind telling about a visit that he and his daughter had to a museum. The museum guide, when talking about the geologic timetable, explains that the layers were dated by fossils called index fossils. And then he explains that some other fossils, bones, were dated by the layer that they came from. And his daughter, Kent Hovind's daughter, pointed out that the guide said that they knew the age of the layers by the bones and the bones by the layers. And that this was circular reasoning. And this left the guide dumbfounded and in agreement that this was circular reasoning. Now, I should mention that while Kent Hovind is one of the best-known creationists, even Answers in Genesis has criticized him for using poor arguments that have been abandoned by most of the young Earth creationist movement.
Okay. I don't work for them.
boy.
I don't care what they think. Okay. I'm glad.
You don't care what they think. Not sure
You
I believe
should.
that.
Yeah.
He should, because when AIG draws the line at arguments, you've got some issues like that. You really should.
Yeah. I don't even think ICR like even bothers with him at all.
No, the only creationist organization that I think is tangentially related is just a small branch called Creation Research. Like not even ICR, just Creation Research, the one that John Mackay leads. They've been on Standing for Truth, and so is Kent, but that's the only connection I think I know of.
so
there's a few researchers that have an association with Donnie and Standing for Truth that sort of, but it's more Kent's so out there that they did an article. I think that they took it down a while back, but they did have an article saying don't use these arguments, and most of them were Kent Hovind's articles. And even while he says he doesn't care, he was very outspoken about how little they knew, kind of thing, because they were basically just saying don't use these arguments, they're terrible arguments. And they are.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they weren't afraid to put it up after he went to prison.
Yeah.
and then got out. He really needs to go back and stay there.
I mean, if he does
I
something wrong, then yes.
If I recall, he has at least one pending case, so he might go back.
Oh yeah, he's appealing his conviction because it was a bench trial for domestic abuse.
Yeah.
So he was convicted by judge, essentially bench trial for that, and he's appealing it. But the appeal was supposed to have already happened like ages back, but it keeps getting delayed because, you know, Alabama court system basically.
Well, from what I've heard, apparently the district has just had a ton of murders, and they're currently
That's
sorting those out.
unsettling. That's very
And I
unsettling.
also would not be surprised if the Supreme Court wants nothing to do with Kent.
Well, you've got to get to the Eighth Circuit in order to get to the Supreme Court, which I sincerely.
Court.
Yeah, well, I mean, technically you could take it there, but I mean, why would you? Like,
I mean,
seriously.
I don't think it would get that far. Even honestly, I don't think it.
You have to apply for leave to appeal to the Supreme Court.
Yeah,
it's very difficult, right? You have to remember it's a country of 300 million people, and there are 9 judges for all of them, right?
Yeah,
it has to be either a very, very important fundamental issue, or it has to be over a lot of money.
Yeah. But you know, Kent would try at least.
You know, I
Yeah,
wouldn't
sure,
put
I
it
mean,
past
I
him
wouldn't be
to
surprised if he
claim
hasn't
that he
already.
is taking it to the Supreme Court. You know, I would, if I heard him say, "I am taking it," you know, I would believe that he would say that. But
And I believe
Yeah.
he would try. He'd get a swift kick
this
in the
would be-
pants with it, but
yeah, this would be settled long before it got there. Like, you know, it's just a normal case law, basically. I don't know why it would be. Yeah.
And to address this real
referring
quick,
to
Kent did mention that Clint was not an atheist, but he still has him on Whack an Atheist,
yeah.
and said he
Yeah.
furthers the atheist and evolutionist cause. So
referring to Vesta Freya, I think Kent Hovind called Clint a Mormon, which I am myself. Sorry if I keep forgetting that.
I think he alluded to it. I don't think he outright called him a LDS. I think he just like because of his location. You say probably Mormon then, or something.
he said he came from a Mormon university, which I don't even know if it is.
It is.
I know
It's Brigham Young.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know that the church supports BYU, but I think it's a private institution.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and then I'm curious, Mr. Anderson, how would you like to prosecute someone like Kent?
Yeah, you know, it could be done. I think I'm not sure exactly what you mean. How would I like to
being,
prosecute somebody like him? I
prosecuting
have
attorney.
prosecuted people like him.
Well,
Huh?
considering that he kind of did everything to, you know, stifle the investigation and was uncooperative and sort of, you know, did all of these outspoken claims about the government, I think you would probably want to throw the book at him because he is the, you know, he has no contrition at all about what the crimes that he committed. He's still saying that he didn't deserve to be locked up and that he didn't do anything wrong, which is just the worst of criminality because, you know, really looking at whether they can be rehabilitated, and I don't think there's a way to rehabilitate Kent. He's a grifter. He's always going to be a grifter and a fraud. That's what he is.
He's a con
Yeah,
man,
well, I mean,
if
you know,
anything.
technically when we're looking at sentences, right? Like your primary goals are denunciation and deterrence. Rehabilitation is like a distant third.
That really shouldn't be the case,
Oh
to be
my
honest with you.
dear
Yeah.
sweet salty Christ!
Uh-oh.
As a former corrections officer, I have heavy opinions about the poor state of the American prison system.
Yeah, it's awful. By the way, I'm showing this screenshot from one of Kent's videos that I was talking about on my screen there.
Fiery, but apparently this is an actual site.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I've tried to watch these videos and they're so boring. Like my goodness. 12 hours long. Yeah. And there's a reason for that.
Right to President Trump now.
Yeah, he's still president, huh?
Some people still think he's president. That's the crazy part.
Hasn't been updated since 2018, it seems.
Yeah, so for Kent to accept a pardon, he would have to admit that he actually did the crime, though. That's how a pardon works. You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they have a sample letter titled "Letter to President Trump," and request for presidential pardon for Kent Hovind due to false charges, malicious prosecution, and withholding of exculpatory evidence. In parentheses, and for his ex-wife Jo Hovind.
Oh yeah, that's a secondary concern. You know, that's just
afterthought. Yeah, she did have to go to jail for a year, but you know, it's fine.
You'd think you'd put that in the main meat of the remedy, right? Like pardon for Kent Hovind and for his wife Jo Hovind. You know, but no, that's just.
I like how there's a comma and then parentheses. Like he couldn't just he had to put parentheses instead of just leaving it as just a comma. You know, and then instead of ending it with a period, there's a semicolon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Like, order the IRS to immediately disgorge all stolen funds. Like, they're not stolen. You can claim that he was improperly prosecuted, or it was a miscarriage of justice, but it's not theft. Like, it went through the legal like they just it's so weird. And to stop prosecuting structuring, like, why would we do that? It's like saying, can you please stop prosecuting theft? It's
I'm presuming this letter
This isn't
was
the best written legal letter in the world. Like,
I like that. Can you scroll back up just really quickly?
You should do a bit taking this apart, Mr. Anderson. That'd be amazing.
So number 2 is a request for the IRS to immediately disgorge all funds, and I like that Ken used that word because the definition of disgorge is to force something up from the stomach and out through the mouth.
Yeah.
No, disgorge is a legal meaning.
Like the example is flies disgorge digestive fluid onto their food to soften it up. I just thought that was funny that he used that word.
Well, isn't it an actual legal term?
Yeah, it is.
Front, I want you to know that I believe in you and that I support you in your efforts to make America great again.
What's the legal definition?
What's
the legal definition of disgorge?
Disgorge just means to like cough it up, right?
Like, yeah, you literally cough it up, like
yeah, like it, yeah, just
that's funny.
Take the fun from inside of wherever they are and lay them out here for me so that I can pick them up.
Yeah, like expel them from the figurative stomach out of the IRS's.
Oh my goodness, they brought up Brady Byram.
Oh,
Brady found. Guys, Brady found that Kent and Joe.
Oh no!
Isn't Brady Byram like a grifter for people like Kent that Kent fell for?
Yes.
The little paragraph that before the one you had highlighted sounds like the narration to a movie trailer.
There was a
man and woman, then husband and wife, who were maliciously prosecuted and wrongfully convicted 11 years ago by a team of overzealous IRS agents and federal prosecutors.
This Black Friday
is Kent Hovind.
Inception.
No mention of Joe
Hovind.
This
summer.
Thanksgiving, Kent Hovind goes on drunk ramblings about false prosecutions.
Rated PG-13.
Well, no, he's never tasted alcohol.
He's never tasted alcohol, and he's never tasted defeat until now. Only at Santikos.
AJ?
Yes?
Can we be friends?
Okay. I thought we were friends. I don't know.
Bro, it's like, earlier when I had to leave one of the streams, you were like, no excuse.
Oh my god!
You were angry at me.
Yeah, that was a joke. I was just kidding. I leave. Yeah, that was not. You're still.
I'm sorry.
No, it was a joke.
I'm not very good at taking jokes as what they are, being jokes.
That's okay.
I have difficulties being serious. I've been called cheeky by certain people in the stream before.
Wasn't me.
Okay.
It wasn't.
I'm all cheek. Jesus said to turn the other cheek. I take that literally.
Speaking of turning
this letter was written
check out this second term.
Married.
Jesus said to clap the other cheek.
Immediate.
Oh no! Sorry, I gotta read this one in a southern accent. Second, I want Kent Hovind to get all that unlawfully seized ministry property and all the donated cash back immediately.
Immediately.
And
there it is again, just above that, and Joe in parentheses.
Yeah, why is she always in parentheses? And then why is it and Joe but not and Joe Hovind? It's just Joe.
Or just the whole.
I think you know who he's talking about by this point. Any legal document, you know what he's. Look, he probably should have put Joe Hovind will be referred to as Joe.
Yeah, or just Jay. Like they usually do that.
Yeah,
they'll just
dehumanize her as much as you can.
Yeah, abbreviate her.
You're gonna have to refer to as the party of the second part.
Sorry, the non-crime of making multiple deposits and withdrawals near $10,000. That has been a crime for decades.
That's 100% a crime. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
It's very simple to understand what structuring is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does Ken Hovind not know what a crime is?
No,
It
It
doesn't
doesn't
applies
seem
to
that he
him.
does.
He said the government committed 100 crimes to put him in jail.
Oh, he wants the land and money back with interest.
Oh no. Yeah, well, accounting for all that inflation.
Yeah, he wants
not to
$500
mention-
We probably
billion.
shouldn't go through the whole thing, but this just seems like a gold mine.
Not to
Oh, yeah.
mention the probably non-existent clone of Grand Duchess Anastasia that he's probably holding captive.
And then there's just a random blank page. Okay.
And then you write in the very center of it, this page left blank intentionally.
then you
Mr.
draw-
Anderson, are you interested in going through this?
I would love to watch that. I would watch that. I seriously
Yeah.
would.
I don't think there's that much to go through. I mean, it's just
There
a,
isn't
just a
really,
random.
isn't really much to this. It's not very well drafted, and it's not very.
Are you talking about the
It
video
doesn't
series?
bear a lot of resemblance to like a legal filing or to legal writing in general.
And that's where
is-
people like me probably come in, because like I don't know what that means. Like I have no idea that that's the case. Like hearing how each bit does not how it all crumbles, that would be the part that would interest me, because like then I would have more education about what a legal document makes and what does not.
I don't know. Like, I think the problem is with that particular one, it's so far from being a legal document that you're not gonna you can't see it from there. You can't see legal writing from there. It doesn't even qualify as bad legal writing. It qualifies as not legal. It's like it's not even wrong.
Not even paralegal.
It's
I mean,
yeah.
is it even that? I guess, is it even meant to be a legal document? It's just supposed to be like a letter to the president.
Yeah, it's a
I mean-
plea to President Trump.
I believe like it looked like it was trying to frame things in some sort of a legalistic way. And I've never applied for a pardon, but I imagine when you ask for a pardon, you're going to ask for it in, like specific legal language, like, that so that it has the legal effect that you want in terms of like pardoning you with respect to X, Y, and Z, this specific crime, right? But
I wonder
that
what kind of pseudo lawyers
might not even work in doing that, right? Because like, as to whether or not there's sufficient particularity there to actually, I don't know. I mean, it's probably drafted like the terminology is broad enough that it would still have an effect, but I mean, I don't think any president's lawyer, like counsel to the president would allow a pardon to be penned using that language, like it would be.
Yeah. And like,
One of
like
those things
Trump
has
would
to
even
be tightened
care.
up a lot. What's that?
Like Trump would even care.
Well, Trump wouldn't care, right? But like Reince
Exactly.
Priebus or like whoever, I don't know who that, who was the general counsel for, who was the attorney general, right? That like that person, or like the special counsel to the president, the lawyers that are actually responsible for drafting the language of the pardon that the president signs, like they care, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it has an effect on the legal system.
Oh,
So, anyway.
Doc, is it okay if I share my video now?
Do you have to leave soon?
No. Or
Okay,
just whenever. I don't know how much more you're gonna watch of this one or
Did Caden
whatever.
leave?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
He was
Oh.
back.
Notice him go.
Oh, Caden, there you are. Yeah.
I want to try to bulldoze through this. We can go a bit.
Oh, okay.
quicker.
No, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Okay.
Because I'm probably gonna watch it on my
What they're
channel
doing,
later anyway, or certainly some of these videos. I plan on streaming them later, so it's
Just upload all of them. Why not?
yeah. I'm definitely gonna do that.
Plowing their row, I'm plowing my row. Now, apparently you don't care that some of the things you are saying have been abandoned by common sense people. You're still teaching the evolution religion, which has been
I mean, speaking as someone who's watched Clint's video like 5 or 6 times, no, he he's pretty up to date.
Yeah. I mean, he kind of has to be. He's an educator.
Yeah, it's kind of his job.
Yeah.
Has been abandoned by millions of people. So it doesn't matter what Answers in Genesis thinks of me. I don't work for them. Period. Okay. Now we're going to talk about you tonight and what you think about these geologic column. Okay. Let's go ahead.
So he doesn't necessarily speak for all young Earth creationists.
I do speak for all the people who are right, though.
There it is.
I
There.
do see this
Oh
clip
my goodness.
presented very often in the groups where I engage in many of these discussions. So it is definitely worth talking about.
Right.
Okay. Is this an example of circular reasoning?
Yes.
As presented, yeah, absolutely. Unless you know what an index fossil is and how they became index fossils. Index fossil.
Clint, that's
Bingo.
There
Yep.
it is.
So for anyone who is confused, we don't tell the exact age of a rock by a single fossil.
Mm-hmm.
We have many, much more precise means of doing it that we use first. And like, let's say we sample 100 different rock formations, and all of the rocks from this particular time always have these fossils in them.
Yeah.
But they're not found in any other rock layers of any other times. So if we go out in the field and we find a new rock formation and it has that special fossil, we could say while we're in the field, oh, it might be about the same age. Like we might scroll that in our field notes, but we won't say that for sure. We haven't done that in geology since the late 1800s.
And Clint kind of alludes to this as well. Like you find a certain fossil in certain layers, in between these layers at a certain point, you're going to be like, okay, so this fossil can be basically, if you want to use the terminology, this fossil could be a holotype of this period, of this age that these rocks coincide with, because we don't find
Not
this
a
in any
holotype,
other
but
layer.
indicative of.
Yeah. You understood. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Geology pedant. But yeah, if let's say we go out in the American West and we find a T-Rex skull.
West.
We have never found a T-Rex older than about 70 million years or younger than 66 million years.
Mm-hmm.
So until we apply other methods, which we will do eventually, we can tentatively say, oh, this is probably about this old. And that can be corroborated by, say, finding Triceratops there, or Torosaurus, or any other number of other extinct species that have also been found in rock layers of that precise age. That's an index fossil. It is a note in your book. It does not tell you the exact age.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, we don't just use index fossils for time. They're very indicative of the environment that they formed in.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if you find a seashell, you know there was probably water there. Whereas if you find roots, there was probably land there.
What about the clams we find on top of Mount Everest? There's no water on Mount Everest. Yummy.
Not anymore.
See, that's one of my favorite
Yeah.
geological happenstances right there, where India just set a laser beam sight on South Asia and took off across the Tethys Sea and just plowed into it. I mean, currently is still plowing into it because geologically speaking, it happened kind of rapidly. So
Yeah, but with the speed that it would have to happen for the young Earth creationist model, it would be so fast that it would basically be an extinction event that kills everyone on Earth.
Right,
Or just destroys the planet outright.
Yeah, because if you're gonna scale that or model that up to match scale wise, then yeah, India would have had to. I mean, geez.
Among the other heat problems that would be occurring at the same time, like all of the uranium that now has a 4.5 billion year half-life condensed into 6,000 years, and add in all the other elements, along with the flood, where you have the fountains of the deep, geysers coming up, which would be, almost pure steam. Yeah, well, it would be slightly toasty, but it wouldn't, just because it's hot in the Sahara Desert right now. In Lenox, Alabama, it's comfortable because I have the air conditioning on. So, just because it was a global flood does not mean the Earth was completely flooded globally. There were some areas where it wasn't flooded.
Even though it literally says that in the Bible.
The Bible is,
which is his only source.
Just because the Bible is the Word of God does not mean the entire Bible is inspired by the Word of God. There are sections of the Bible that are bullshit. Like there's bullshit outside my front door, but there's no bullshit in my room in Lenox, Alabama.
Something I do want to say,
smells,
something
though.
not
It really
everyone knows about.
here. Stinks.
Something not everyone knows about the Himalayas.
Needs
They're not
Bruce.
only going up, they're also getting pushed down due to the compression.
I like the clean linen from Bruce, personally.
Well, just if you measure from like the top of Mount Everest to the bottom of the actual plate, it might actually be the tallest mountain on Earth.
Have you done it yourself with a measuring tape?
I have not personally, but I
Were
know
you
you've done
there?
seismic imaging.
Yeah, were you there? This is like me talking to the flat earthers last night, where they're like, "Well, if you haven't done it yourself, then all you can do is make an inference. You can't have a knowledge claim about Mount Everest."
Sorry, I don't have $100,000 to burn, and I'd probably die before getting to the first base camp.
Well, it would be worth it to prove that I'm wrong. So that's important.
No,
I put in the private chat doc a video from Dr. Chris Scotis that shows the geologic time and the occurrence of India crashing into South Asia.
Ooh, yeah, that can be a fun little tangent. Okay, I see. So he shows India going away and then coming back.
Yeah.
So this is India coming back towards Asia. Or it's about to.
Yeah.
There we go. Now, for anyone who is not familiar with plate tectonics, India is zooming.
Yeah.
I don't believe in plate tectonics. I think they're a myth.
Look at it, it's like swelling in size. Like, oh, I'm coming for you.
It's
I'm
just
coming for that
pushing up
ass.
the ocean in
Swing
front
this
of it.
booty. Coming for that booty.
India's on the hunt.
And then,
And there it
bam!
goes, just wham. And look how it buckles. And then there you go. There's that plateau.
You ever see a continent get violated?
I mean, we are now.
Yeah.
And Africa is about to split in two. It's not even part of this.
What country did India collide with?
Asia.
Yeah,
The
yeah. It's
country,
I don't
is
think
it China and
Southwest Asia, yeah, Tibet, Bahrain, China.
Oh, country. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think the Asian continent consented to that.
Oh, I don't think so either. I think Africa saw it and went, "Oh, I'm out of here. Fuck that."
You saw it kind of like bend it. It even put up a little shield before it happened, kind of like a little barrier.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, stop!
So
Wait,
when you have
talk
two
about this.
plates colliding, does one of them have to slide over the other one?
Yeah, one's the big
not
swing.
always.
Is that what always happens or no?
No, it's kind of complicated, but
Yeah, what you're describing is
in general,
split fault.
when continents collide, they usually smush up into a mountain range.
Yeah.
That's why so much of the western US is so mountainous, because as North America has slid away from like Europe and Africa, it's collided with other land masses and smushed them into itself.
Well, what about when worlds collide?
Well, that's how you kill Deadpool.
I was just thinking of this song from Our Man 5000, Tony Hawk's soundtrack.
For anyone not familiar, that is how Deadpool had to be killed in one of the
Oh,
comics.
spoilers!
They
Oh,
had to collide two
I haven't seen
worlds.
Deadpool 2. That's not
It's
a
in
spoiler
a
to Deadpool
comic.
2.
Everything has happened in the comics.
Literally.
That's not. I haven't seen Deadpool 2, so I don't know. I thought you were talking about that.
Watch it. It's good. It's good.
So he actually dies
So good.
like for good.
I'm talking about something in the comics. I'm not saying
Yeah,
what
I
happened.
know,
in the
but I
movie.
know, but in the comics he dies. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Well,
everybody
in the
has
comics,
an end
every
comic.
superhero
Yeah.
has died.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And
Deadpool, like Deadpool can't die, right?
Well,
Well, as long
basically,
as
they
a
had to
single
cancel
atom
out his
of Deadpool-
regeneration.
Yeah.
So they
It's
had
like
to
with
collide two
Wolverine.
Earths together to destroy every single cell.
Yeah.
Because he can regenerate from blood. So they had to just annihilate everything at once.
Yeah.
Can
That's
he
why-
clone himself, or how does that
There are
work?
no index.
Well, there have been so
Like
I
if
many
think
two
it was-
different
separate drops of
variants.
blood, are separated, is each one going to grow back?
I think it's whichever one is bigger grows back.
I mean, there are so many variants of Deadpool. Like, were those clones, or did they come about from something else? There's like Hulk-
I've
like
never
Hulkpool and shit
read
like
the
that.
comic. I just watched a review of it.
Yeah, it's depending on like the
think-
Earth number.
I
I
think
read
he
the
got
one
his
where with-
hands on a weapon that could cancel regeneration, and he used it to kill Wolverine, and then went kind of crazier than normal and started
Yeah.
killing everybody.
Yeah,
I read the
Deadpool-
everyone
Deadpool
else had to
comic
come
that was
together.
about zombies. I don't know if that's like a well-known one with the one about zombies. I don't know. Never mind.
Mm.
I
How
don't
we get from Erogenes to Deadpool?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But I think we should probably
AJ
get
asked
back
when
on
worlds
topic.
collide.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, blame it on me for actually being the cause of it. Just because I caused it, you blame it on me. Just because I'm at fault. Real mature, dude.
You sound like Ken
Index
Hovind.
fossils. They claim that if you find this kind of
Yeah,
fossil,
yeah.
it-
They found me
that fossil
guilty
dates
just
the road
because I
layer.
committed the
You are
crime.
doing exactly what I
Yeah.
said and claiming
That's-
that it's not true. Yet you're admitting it's true. I'll show you. Just hang in there.
Sorry, I'll show all of you.
Common fossils
I'll
that
last
appear
lap.
over a very broad geographic range, but only for a
You'll
fairly
see. You'll all
short
see.
temporal range. Over a lot of area, but only for a short period of
And how do you know the index fossil only appears for a short period of time? Why is the trilobite
Oh
an
my
index fossil when there's overwhelming evidence?
I don't think Kent ever touches it, but Clint does explain it.
He does.
can't
And
stand
he's
when
about
people
to
talk
say
about trilobites.
isopods or trilobites.
Yeah,
Oh,
and the
yeah.
trilobites have the most complex eye ever. Yeah, I guess a trilobite can see better than an eagle or a hawk can. Right?
Yeah, or a mantis
Yeah.
shrimp.
Yeah, mantis shrimp. They can see better. Well, they can't see more colors than we can, but they have more colored cones and rods in their eyes.
I think they can see more colors than we can. Like they can see at least farther to the ends of the spectrum.
I was reading some article that's like that's not really how you should think of it, but I guess it's just like a more brilliant version of the because I don't think more colors exist. I don't know. I don't. You'd have to read up on that, but don't ask me. I'm dumb.
I just know that if you tune a camera to a certain frequency, humans glow.
Well, what new colors would there be? I can't think of any.
Well, I
Well,
don't think it's
being
new
able
colors.
to
It's just
distinguish
more
them.
of the colors. Yeah.
Yeah, so you'll be able
Like-
to distinguish more colors.
Like you'd be able to see more shades between like a red and an orange than we can see. Like is that
Correct.
what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, well
I
that's
mean-
kind of what I was trying to say, I guess. That's
I mean,
Give it like, there are some people who are colorblind because they only have like two kinds of cones, and they
Yeah.
can't really tell the difference between green and red.
yeah.
But you can.
yeah.
Like
Oh,
it'd be like that,
yeah,
but
okay.
imagine if it was
Explain
like
the-
that, but between two different shades of blue. I mean, you can't see them. You can't imagine them being two different colors. But there's actually a truly beneficial mutation. Or one of the examples of truly beneficial mutations in humans is the evolution of a fourth cone. And I think it's only women that can have
Yes,
it. But there's some
correct.
women that can see more colors than we can.
Women
Because it's
get
actually
all
in the
the
second. It's actually in the second X chromosome. So men obviously don't have that, so they can't, sort of
Oh,
access
it's
that.
passed-
but some women do.
passed down in the sperm.
It's
X chromosome?
tetrachromia, I believe it is.
Yep.
Tetrachromia.
That is so
Something like
unfair.
that.
Like, why do women get all the best attributes? You know what I mean? Like, men have really
Oh,
had
you
it
mean
rough.
like period?
Oh dear.
Yeah. Like, it's not cool, man. Like, men really have had it rough, and it's time that somebody stood up for us and said
Oh,
something. dude.
shut up! Like, shut up! Like, it's serious.
AJ, I think you've been watching too much Kent.
Yeah, you really have.
He's going to start
seeing
talking about the
colours, though.
sections of the Bible where it says you're supposed to obey your husband.
Yeah.
Submit.
Oh no.
But
You submit to
speaking
your husband
of,
like God submits
seeing
to
colours,
my
though,
Burger King fetish.
being able to see the color red is a synapomorphy of all greater apes.
Isn't the thing with bulls seeing red like bullshit? Bullshit. That's funny.
Yes.
Yeah, that is
I don't
bullshit.
think
It's
they
the
can see red.
flapping of the cloth that makes them angry,
Mm-hmm.
not.
Have they tried with like a different colored cloth, or is it just like a tradition?
Yes.
It's the
Okay.
stabbing with the spear that really actually
It all works.
gets under. Yeah, it really
No,
actually
that
pisses
would
them
make.
off.
Can they?
In fairness,
can they
that
even
would
see
make me
colors?
mad too.
Yeah.
Right?
Can they even see colors though? Like, can they see the red, or do they see black and white like a dog? I don't know.
Let's see what Google said. Well, dogs can see yellow.
Oh come on,
and
we can't go on that tangent. We
Yeah,
have
I
an
don't wanna
audience.
derail
We got to
this.
get back on
Too
track.
far off. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to
Okay,
talk about the
we
rods
just-
and cones of like 16 different animals.
Huh.
Yeah.
Just click play.
Okay, cows can see blue and yellow.
Okay. Does that also mean bulls that can see that?
Well, yes, those are the male of cow.
What about the Chicago Bulls?
Oh jeez.
I think they just see red.
Do you think that? But they're humans.
They
Yeah,
can
they
see
only
orange
see
because
red.
they see the ball.
True.
So there's
True.
that.
Okay.
What is happening?
Evidence that trilobites are still alive for 450 million years. They've been. How come we didn't find them in the other rock layers, Clint?
Nope.
Because they
If
get
you ever find a
extinct.
trilobite, the rock you're looking at is almost certainly Permian age or older.
Mm-hmm.
You don't
Does
find them
that
in any
mean-
younger rocks.
Does that mean Precambrian?
No,
No.
so they're found up to about 250 million years ago.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought they were only in like the lowest layers. I've been
So
lying.
it just shows that he
sort of.
doesn't understand how the layers are actually working, because we don't find them in younger layers, but we do in older layers. And then they stop basically. So
Right.
he just doesn't understand a damn thing about what they're saying, and doesn't want to. Of course, he doesn't want to understand.
Yeah.
He thinks,
Well-
if they're old, they should be in all the rock layers. No, that's not how extinctions work, Ken. That's not how that works.
I think another thing that proves that Kent doesn't understand this concept of layers is when somebody asks Kent, have we ever found, let's say, a modern human skeleton in the same geologic layer as Homo ergaster or an Australopithecine? And he'll say, well, just because they didn't hang out together doesn't mean that they weren't found together. It doesn't mean they didn't live at the same time. It's like, Kent, these aren't found in the same layer because they lived adjacent to each other. This is time periods, dude, not like physical geographical location. Dude, that's
like they're also found in the
God.
same geographical locations.
Have we ever found human and chicken skeleton together? Humans and chickens don't hang out.
Could you quickly highlight Ian Chen, who's also debated Ken and probably should be in here with us making fun
I
of
love
him,
Ian
but
Chen.
frankly, because Ian's hilarious.
I'd marry him if he was married.
$7.99. Yeah, I know, and it irritates me that his wife is so much prettier than I am. It's just annoying.
Well,
But,
we'll throw a wig on you, Mark. That'll get us halfway.
Hey, yeah, I'll put a Kent Hovind wig on. I'm sure it'll appeal to Ian more. He'll like
We'll
me
shave
more.
Kent Hovind.
Shaved Kent. For $7.99 Australian, my favorite peeps all talking about rock hard Kent. There are a few things more entertaining. Rock hard Kent is so funny.
That's a classic.
Thanks so much, Ian. Really appreciate it, mate.
Anyway, just to bring this tangent to a close, trilobites are only found in the Paleozoic rock layers, so from about 540 to 250 million years ago. Not found in anything younger or older. Although there
Okay.
might be some precursors in the latest Precambrian.
Okay, Doc, I want to ask you a question. So, have we ever found the skeleton of a modern human in the same layer as a Australopithecine skeleton, like a Lucy?
Define modern.
Like one of us, like one of our grandparents, great grandparents.
No.
Why
We have
not?
found Homo erectus in the same rock layers as Australopithecines.
Okay, okay, but why haven't we found that?
Probably because they lived at different times.
It's not because they didn't hang out under the same cave. It's because they lived at different times.
I mean, they might have visited the same caves, just millions of years apart.
Just missed them. That's convenient for you.
Just a little bit.
I guess in that specific example, of course, the answer would be no, because like Lucy, Australopithecus afarensis, and modern human Homo sapien do not overlap in their existence.
Yeah, maybe I should have picked a much older human ancestor, but I swear, sometimes I think creationists don't realize that Lucy is a species and not there's not an actual Lucy. You know what I mean? Like they found Lucy's knee. Like there wasn't a specific Lucy. Like it represents the population. It represents
No, there was a
there is a
specific
specific
Lucy.
Lucy.
No,
It's
I
just
know,
one
but
that-
like you know what I
Okay.
mean. Like there was a Lucy, but
She was
they don't
one
It
have-
of
wasn't
many.
only a Lucy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I was more saying. There wasn't
Yeah.
one of them. Like, how come Lucy couldn't find? She couldn't find another. I don't know. Is there a Luke? They had to find each other, meet up, and be interested in each other. What about San Francisco?
There are a few. What's his name? I just had to
Littlefoot?
look him up to show my girlfriend something.
Littlefoot?
Katanumu.
Is your girlfriend human?
No, she's a Megaraptorid.
How dare you?
Megaraptorid. Okay.
Anyway, I know there is a cave somewhere in Europe that has signs of habitation that stretched at least 100,000 years. Because, like, at the bottom, you have Neanderthal campsites, and then going up through successive layers of sediment, you see Homo erectus, or not Homo erectus. You see, Homo sapiens. Like, just going up, you can see just a layer of campsites. I wish I could figure out which cave it was. LaCroix?
Did they have campfires?
It's likely the Grotte de Fee,
LaCroix?
the cave
How are
of
you
the fairies.
How are you defining a campsite?
Like campfires, like you see the fires in the sediment.
Oh, I thought you said they had
Chocolate
campsites
fountain.
like cam whores. Never mind.
In
No.
Châteaubriand, France.
I don't know how to spell that.
Here, I'll let me
Well,
copy.
I know how to
this.
spell chateau. I don't know the other, but in my head, I can see this cross section from a paper I had to read. Grotte de Fée.
Anyway.
Well, they found Homo naledi in the Rising Star cave system.
Yeah.
Like South
Um,
South Africa.
And was that the one
That
where they
is that
found like a tomb that they couldn't really explain how they got all the skeletons in there?
Yeah.
It's complicated.
Yeah, Erica
It
covers
is.
it pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean,
she thinks she's so smart with her extensive education and her impressive,
I mean,
with her
Yeah, she is.
100,000 subscribers. She
Pretty-
thinks she's
pretty
so smart.
I mean,
She's not the only one.
I could beat her in a fight.
I'm not sure. She had a video come out
Yeah, she
recently, and
seems
she was just like
pretty
swinging
scrappy.
from a bar. She's gotten strong.
And she made her own animations for her own channel. She can animate and She's an
All
amazing
right,
artist.
obligatory
She's
shout
so
out
great.
to Gutsick Gibbon to the people in the
Yeah,
chat.
Gutsick
She's
Gibbon
talked
is
about Homo
awesome.
Deletti, and she also put out another
I
video
might link
recently
that
that
to
was
my
pretty
chat.
cool.
Is there anything
If
she
you
can't
like
do?
any of our stuff, you'll love her.
Yeah, we're all
Hey,
pretty much
standing up?
fanboys here.
She actually
Mhm.
she did a video on my channel when I had like 2 subscribers. So shout out to her.
Huh.
I've been meaning to re-upload the interview I did with her like a while ago because I got to meet her in person and she was awesome to talk to.
You know, sprinkle some of
Sounds
that
awesome.
secret sauce on me because I'm trying to interview her.
I think it was just good timing because now it's like
Yeah.
good luck trying to collab with her because she's so busy like school and just
Yeah,
being
She's got a
a
real job. Yeah.
famous YouTuber. Yeah, this was back like
She's big. I mean,
you know when she
blowing up.
just, yeah. But I appreciate that she
Also-
did that though at the time. Still,
I can't find the cave, but I know it exists.
Was that not
Hopefully
it?
it'll- No, it didn't
Ah.
seem to be. Well, actually, this figure here. Lots of French, lots of French, lots of French. Do
There's
any
another one
any
here
of
in
you speak
Romania.
French?
Not really, no.
Nope.
I know how to
It
say hello,
did.
my name is Fish.
I watched Moulin Rouge one time.
I speak. What do you need in French? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Any of this.
Yeah, let me zoom in.
Anomalie très potentielle cavité. Is that like potential burial sites?
That says anomaly. TRE is, I don't know what that is. And then it says potential cavity.
Okay.
Topographical inversion. Truncation. Imprint
what's this by
of
the
material.
green thing?
Um,
Deblaitu Foyer Bayou. I don't speak French.
don't know what those words are.
Shit.
We just Google it,
You know,
man.
you're asking him to speak like to translate a technical paper in French. It's a bit different than sort of, you know, speaking sort of French on the street kind of thing. Like it's a little bit different.
Yeah, there's a vocabulary.
I bet
issue there.
Erica could do it. We should get her in here.
Orde.
But she's busy.
Search.
Anyway, you guys, I am gonna have to dip. But it has been a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me on and letting me know about the stream. And AJ will definitely set up that that after show for the 19th. I look forward to that. And yeah, hit me up on your Discord and we'll do some more prep.
Libel's got a good idea. Try Google Translate. Thanks, Libel.
Hey.
I did a bit. Also, apparently, collapsed
Okay.
cave here.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.
Yeah,
See you, Mr. Anderson. Take care, mate.
You too. Bye.
well, interesting tangent, but let's go a couple more minutes of this, and we can probably call it good.
Such thing as an index fossil. Okay, but we'll take some more in a minute here.
History.
That was nah to index fossils. Nah.
Yeah.
They only existed for a relatively short period of time.
Clint, stop and think. You're claiming you know they only existed for a short period of time because of the layers they're found in. So the layers determine the age of the fossils, and the fossils determine the age of the layers. I've been asking
And
evolutionists.
shut up and let him talk.
If the
You
top
obviously
layer
don't
is
know what you're
younger,
talking about.
where did it come from? Outer space? And their answer is,
Oh,
well,
God.
it got
Kent, I told you this in our debate.
Yeah, there's no reason to give up a good straw man just because you're proved wrong on it, though. You know.
Kent says their
What he's
answer
doing
is
is
something. I thought nobody answered your question, Kent. I thought nobody had ever answered it.
He's poisoning
He
the
says
well
that
now
all the
because
time.
he's
You know,
repeating himself
everyone.
over and over. Well, you don't know this. It's circular reasoning. It's still circular reasoning. You don't know this. You don't know that. He's not really trying to convince anybody. He's just preaching for the people sitting in front of him right now, I guess.
Yeah, preaching for the flag. Yeah, basically.
Everyone has answered this question more than once.
Mhm.
Grayson
Yeah.
has answered it like 4 times. I've answered it multiple times.
And Clint, if you
Oh.
would let him speak, Clint does a really good job of explaining it.
Yeah, he
Nice.
does.
Did Caden leave?
Like,
Oh, he did.
well, for anyone who's curious,
Shut
the
the
video,
lights back.
Clint's video, is linked in the description. Please do check it out. It's pretty
Yeah, I
good.
think I might actually. Yeah.
Yeah, Clint's a great dude.
Yeah, I guess he just hates gay people.
That's the date.
But,
Just, I don't know. It was just weird what he said. I was just very
Why
odd.
would Clint's reptiles hate gay people? I don't understand.
No.
I
I was
missed
saying
something.
Caden hates gay people. What?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
No.
I what are we talking
I-
about, Clint? I'm so confused.
Just ignore me. Just ignore me.
I try,
Listen,
but you're really loud. I mean,
I
that's
don't know. I'm not gonna assume.
That hurt. That hurts. That hurts.
Also,
Sorry,
Mark, it
AJ,
looks
I
like you
love
got
you, man.
rated.
oh, did I? Oh, crap. Oh,
Yeah.
I take my eyes off the chat for like 2 seconds. Raid from where? Squid Raid. Oh, it's President Sunday. Thank you so much, President Sunday.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Sorry, we jumped from 50 viewers to 100.
Oh, watch it. Yeah, that's right.
Oh my.
Yeah. Thank
Caden
you.
says he's
Thank
sorry
you.
he left.
Sorry. Yeah, I see him. Hello.
Hello. Sorry
Oh, crap.
about that.
Okay.
Shit, I gotta put on a disguise.
Okay.
Position. It got moved from here to here. Oh, and that changed the date? Well, Clint, I've got a special experiment just for you tonight. Now pay attention.
Oh,
You see this
here it
fish
comes.
fossil found in sedimentary rock? I'm going to move it on top of my coffee cup. Now, I know the coffee cup is made of clay. This was made about 3 years ago, specially for me, Dr. Kent Hovind, the science gent. Now watch. As soon as I move this fish on top of my coffee cup, now I know it's less than 3 years old.
It's a beautiful straw man you got there, Kent. Would be a shame if 5 billion other people hadn't already destroyed it for you.
Yeah. Too bad.
Ken just assumes those 5 billion people don't exist.
Yeah, he doesn't like big numbers like so, yeah, sorry. 15, Kent. Sorry.
I mean,
15,
also-
smaller number.
Just also, even in his own example, like, I mean, the mug was put down first. The mug was there first.
Mhm.
It was brought in from somewhere else and laid down in this new place.
See, in
Congrats,
this
Kent.
example,
The law of
Kent
superposition.
is the nature, the force of nature, and the layer below the mug went down first, and then the layer above.
Yeah.
Mm.
Also, we have a Sid Hearth.
Hello.
Siddharth.
Hello.
Hey, Siddharth, how you doing?
Sorry if you've been waiting a while. I just noticed you were in here.
Oh, hey guys, am I audible?
Yep.
Oh, actually, yeah, I was waiting for a while. I thought there might be no slots or anything.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
StreamYard doesn't always make the notification for me.
Oh,
Doesn't make any notification to me.
I just wanted to be a part of this special Kent Hovind fan club, so here I am.
I mean, if we're fans, we're a very interesting collection of fans.
Of course, we are special, I would say, no doubt.
Special,
I
just
don't
like
want to pick
Caden
on him,
Upload
so
again.
I just didn't do any. I didn't say much because you guys are more than enough, to be honest.
Oh, I think we're too much, to be honest with you. Way too much.
it's only too much when AJ comes in. Just a lot of character in one place.
No, AJ's exactly enough. You take that back.
Well, to address
Yeah,
this from the chat,
I am the glue that holds together the gears that keeps the stream running.
yeah. To address this from the chat real quick, you can find opalized fossils in a lot of places. The real key, as far as I know, is hydrothermal activity. Like you just need hot water that can dissolve quartz and redeposit it. Have that, you'll get opalized stuff, or at least chert.
I think she might be talking about. I very, very, very like it's fuzzy. I think there's a certain type of opal that can only be found in Australia.
I know that
I don't know.
Cooper Petey has tons of opals. I'm not sure what types. But
And I may
that's
be
like-
misremembering it, but yeah, I remember seeing something about opals in Australia, and there was something about like that was very unique about the type of opal or the way it appears or something.
Is it like black opals or something like that? Maybe. I know.
I'm not entirely certain. I would have to find it again somewhere. It might have been on Curiosity Stream if I'm.
Because I know black opals are really rare. I don't know if they're found anywhere else, but they're really rare, and they're found like I think 90-something% are found in Australia. I can't remember the exact amount.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, but dang, this is pretty.
Quite.
Hang on, I'll look it up. Black opals.
Tis quite large.
That's what she said. I'm
Crikey.
sorry. That's,
You're not sorry, Mark.
you're right. I'm lying. I'm not
Pull out
sorry.
the Beamsy bonk stick. Bonk.
Yeah, okay.
I love when trees get opalized. Like,
I've got one of them. Got it.
I'm sorry, did somebody mention Beamsy?
Is 3 years old.
Let's not right now.
All right.
Okay, well, I'm not
This
the
now
one
has to be less than 3 years old. It's on top.
Like,
Clint.
just-
Think about
just-
it.
just
Yeah.
No,
The
no,
law of superposition.
AJ, drop
I
it.
just
Drop it.
Okay, I'm just.
positioned it on top.
I was
It is
just asking.
superimposed on top of the coffee cup.
Stop starting
Let's
fights.
go. Here's more.
Their presence
Make
can
me.
be used to estimate the age
I'll
of the
find you.
rock layers
Say
that
it
are found.
down here and say
You
it to my
just said it,
face.
Clint. They're using the fossils to estimate the age of the rock layers. How can you not get this?
Oh my goodness,
Because they
Ken,
only
you've
existed at
misunderstood.
that point in
You
time.
don't know that.
Yeah, he
Because
does.
he doesn't listen to him long enough to understand what Clint is saying.
Yeah.
Nope,
He
he
pauses
hears
Yeah,
keywords
mid-sentence.
lost on his slide.
Yeah.
It's hard to strawman when you are, you're getting the entire information. You have to be, do this cherry picking kind of thing, which creationists are great at, aren't they? They're great at looking through some explanation and just picking out enough to distort whatever it is that they're talking about.
Can you strawman somebody if you're not a real man?
What if you're already made of straw?
Then I'd light you on fire.
Scatter.
A little
Got
aggressive.
Oh, I'm angry. I'm angry.
How long they exist?
I get mad when people say evolution is a religion.
I'm sorry, I can't. Who are you? I don't recognize you. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm Guy Incognito.
This is the key. And the answer isn't from the bones. That would be circular reasoning. Fortunately, index fossils are not the only means that we have to date rock layers.
Wait a
Bingo!
minute, did you just admit it again? You date the rock layers by the index fossil?
Oh
I
my
think you
goodness,
just.
He
Ken.
literally just said he didn't.
What did Clint say?
He just
Can you
said
rewind
index
it?
fossils aren't the only way we
Yeah,
date
he said
rock
they're not
layers.
the only way. Not. Because like, did you admit they're the only way you can date them? It's like he just hears what he wants to hear. It's like, yes, I would like some pizza with peanut butter on it.
Oh
And
my goodness.
Andrew Cumming in the chat is talking a bit about what we call biostratigraphy.
Yeah.
Well, what about Andrew Going?
True.
See, I made that joke about Andrew Went.
Mm.
Dang it.
Let me pull up a good example. Like,
That was so
this is
lame.
how biostratigraphy works.
Yeah.
It's just lines on paper, Doc. Just lines all over this
I'm
paper.
aware, but the lines say things.
Mm-hmm.
They do. I'm sorry. I'm illiterate, so
Yes, we call this a letter.
Yeah.
when I accused Marguerite
And
of
that's
being
why
illiterate,
I
that was
never
projection.
use I never use road maps because it's just lines on paper. They don't actually, the streets don't actually exist. They're
That's
just
why I don't read
lines
the
on
Bible,
paper.
because it's just lines on
Well,
paper.
Kent has pointed out that as millennials, we only know how to use Google Maps on our phone, and if you gave us a map and a compass, we wouldn't know what to do with it. I would probably try to start eating it with a fork and knife.
Yeah, or shove it up your ass or something. I don't know. Like seriously, I don't know what you do with these things.
Now, I mean, people say that about millennials. I
homophobia?
know a lot of people
No.
older than 30 or 40
Nothing wrong with
who
that.
don't know how to read a map.
Oh,
Like, it's not a common skill, and I wish it was.
I mean, I can absorb a map by osmosis. It's just not comfortable, and it stays the map.
Right.
My grandparents taught me how to read a map when I was like 7 or 8. And
Yeah,
I had
it's
to-
just a gross generalization of what boomers think about younger generations, that they don't know how to do this, and they're going to do this because that's how I put them in the box that I think of them, kind of thing. Meanwhile, you've got Kent, who can't even turn on a computer without having an aneurysm. You know, it's just ridiculous that
And
he
he
sort
has
of
no
thinks they're
idea.
so incapable.
He has no idea what a QR code is. I mean,
Doc-
which is a very simple concept.
That's the mark of the beast. It's definitely the mark of the beast.
Not
No,
Doc,
that's
but,
barcodes.
Mark, may I address? I think he's in your chat. Christ brings a sword. Or
Is he?
that
I'm
Doc?
pretty sure I've got him blocked. I don't know. No, that's not my chat. Hey, you
Okay.
leave my chat. My chat has standards.
Yeah, okay,
My
so-
chat has standards. How
Well,
dare you?
Mine doesn't. Mine doesn't.
he is in
Christ
my
brings a
chat,
sword.
We all know
actually.
that.
Are we on Doc's
I
channel?
invite you. Then, if you don't like it, I invite you to watch one of the other millions of YouTube channels currently going right now.
Dibs. Go to mine.
Okay, if you don't like what we're
Right.
saying, you don't have to listen to it.
Do I
You
get that
chose
offer
to
as
be
well?
here.
Or?
Well, you're included in that.
Was that a different one?
Oh, okay.
Different comment? Has he left more?
Yeah.
Let's see. I think it's
he's
wonderful.
said-
Kent has you so upset.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
we're
not
that
upset.
meta, man.
he said
Yeah.
a lot of things like generalizing. Oh, you atheist this, all atheists that. Atheists can only
yeah.
this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He will say all kinds of stuff.
You're
like
not
that.
hurting
Yeah, there's-
anybody's feelings.
Yeah.
You're
Talking
being
a lot about
called
nuclear war.
annoying.
Well,
So-
here's what is interesting, Christ brings sword. Here's what's interesting, that we're commentating on Kent, commentating on Clint's reptiles, basically saying science, like giving us the scientific opinion on things like dating fossils and radiometric dating and stuff like that, why it's true. So you don't have a problem with Kent commenting on atheists, but you do have a problem with atheists commenting on Kent, which is really interesting and kind of more than a bit hypocritical, really.
I
when you
mean,
think about
Shows
it.
a bit
I
of
am-
bias.
Technically not an atheist since I am
Get
a
out.
part of a religion, but I'm still here.
Oh no, you're fine, Kate.
No.
Don't listen to AJ. JJ's joking.
Yeah,
Yeah, and Mark. I'm sorry that I joked about you being a homophobe. I don't want to joke about that.
That's fine. That's cool. No, I'm just pointing out that boomers often think that, you know, gay sex is all that young people think of, you know, and they have nothing else to. Yeah, it's sort of.
Yeah.
It may have been misunderstood. No, I get you, but it's fine.
Mark,
This
are you
guy's
feeling
rude.
that Christly love now?
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
this
Nothing
person,
nothing says love like a sword, don't you know? Nothing
Right.
says love like a piece of sharp steel that's designed for putting through people's bodies. That just screams love to me.
And like,
Been
look,
called an insufferable amount.
random person in chat whose name is Christ with a sword. I don't know what your problem is.
Well, this person seems to enjoy when somebody is upset, and he says that he prefers to hurt people's feelings. So, you know, it just seems like I'm wondering, like, do you have a small collection of animal bones under your bed? Like, should we be worried about you? Like, should we contact your counselor? Like, you seem to show signs of early signs of being like a Jeffrey Dahmer type person. Just wondering.
It sounds like they're just a
When was the
troll.
last time you
Don't, guys,
Yeah,
don't
we really
feed the
should not
troll.
be.
It's okay. Don't feed the troll.
Don't massage the troll.
I'm sorry for starting that.
Don't fondle the troll,
it's
AJ.
It's one of my pet peeves when people come into a channel and just bash the channel.
Don't give the troll a preach around.
Listen, I know it's very big and very girthy, but please keep your hands off it.
That's a term I invent.
Get the bonk stick out forever.
It's where you got the Bible in one
Can
hand.
you
and
not see the circular reasoning here? Go ahead.
One of the most valuable and widely applicable methods is radiometric dating.
Now, Clint, all the radiometric dating methods, potassium argon, rubidium strontium, lead 208, lead 206, uranium 238.
Actually,
he can remember all of these, but he can't remember the freaking definition of evolution that's actually correct. So annoying.
But sometime soon, I want to try my hand at a type of radiometric dating.
Oh,
ooh,
yeah. I'm cleaning fossils for my university, and one of them has a lot of really nice sandstone. There's a type of radiometric dating you can do with sandstone called detrital zircon dating, where you sieve out all the zircons and then run them through a mass spectrometer and date them. And it can give you a rough age of the rock. Not perfect, but rough age. And I want to try it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You ever been sexually attracted to a rock?
Did you come from a rock?
I came on a rock.
No, stop. This is getting terrible.
It just turned the video.
What's next? We're going to talk about Rocky Top, Tennessee.
We can talk about the robot from Rocky 4, Polly's robot.
Could talk about Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I guess we might as well talk about Robotech now.
I'm imagining Kent as Dr. Frankfurter, Dr. Hovind, Dr. Frankfurter.
Oh, no. Bleach my eyes, please.
Yeah.
38 uranium. They were all invented in the last 70 years. 1950.
Correct, which is why we've become much more precise in the ages.
Matter? What does that matter? Like, it's like saying, well, medicine only came about in the 19th. Like, what has that got to do with anything?
Like,
I mean, that's a bad example, Marquise, an anti-vaxxer.
I mean, very likely the streaming software that he's using right now was invented in the last 15, maybe 10 years.
Yeah, if it was invented 100 years ago, would it be more accurate? Like, he always makes these type of arguments. Like, well, the Bible says 24 times in the first 6 chapters that it'll bring forth after its kind. I'm like, does the more times it says it means it's more true? Like,
but of course.
I mean, oh yeah. Sorry, Libel here points out SpongeBob has been staring into our souls the entire time.
Yeah,
so creepy.
SpongeBob is
that's
kind of all kind.
That's not his nose, by the way.
No.
Oh
this
no!
is Patrick.
SpongeBob.
50. Willard Libby, University of Chicago, invented carbon dating. There are numerous problems with carbon dating, as you should well know. And if you
yes,
Ken,
which is
why
why
don't
the only
you
time we
I
use
don't understand it.
One at a time. Take a number.
Okay, I'll go first. Yeah, carbon dating's not the only thing we use. We know a lot of the problems, and we can account for them. Next.
Somebody's got some.
I mean, he likes using the carbon dating one because it can so easily be used to give false dates or incorrect dates for things that are older and older.
That's why we use other methods to confirm the dates. Like, we don't just use carbon dating. That's why we have
Yeah. And it's like, Kent, if radiometric dating doesn't work, then how can we date things?
Look, open the Bible.
For the Bible tells me so.
Yeah, just the Bible. That's how we date things. The Bible.
Kent.
Yeah. There's no evidence for evolution, but Kent's evidence that the Earth is 6,000 years old and the universe is the patriarchs of the Bible They're a chart with their ages where they live to be over 900 years old. It adds up to about 6,000. That's his evidence. That's literally what he bases his entire belief system on, that the universe is that old. Is that? Like that just blows my mind, honestly.
Therefore, incorrect.
This is a little outdated, but here's a quick overview of some different dating methods we use. It is on a logarithmic scale, so like here's 100 years, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, etc.
Lichenometry? That sounds fake. Did you make that up?
No, I'm gonna guess that's using lichen, but
No,
I've never
I
used
challenge
that.
you on that.
All right, fine, lichenometry.
I challenge you to a duel, pistols at dawn.
Lichen are actually really interesting. Like they're a symbiotic relationship between a fungus and algae, I think.
What's a lichen?
I think so.
It's the stuff that you get on rocks, that mottled green stuff, and basically the
moss?
fungus. No, not moss, because that's fuzzy. It's like a scaly, sort of very dull green colored mottling on rocks. And the fungus breaks down the rocks to provide nutrient with an acid, and the algae uses that nutrients that have been broken down to perform photosynthesis. It's a really fascinating symbiosis between two very, very different organisms.
Mm-hmm. And according to Google, it's used to measure how long something's been exposed at the surface, because some lichen grow in a very, very predictable rate. Which, hey, that's interesting. Yeah, I imagine you could use that to like analyze stone structures and stuff.
Yeah.
But dendrochronology, everyone's probably familiar with that. Tree ring dating, cosmogenic nuclides. I believe that's when rays from the sun turn some atoms radioactive and they undergo decay.
Is that when the carbon atoms slap the nitrogen around in the atmosphere? Or the sun slaps the nitrogen around?
No, that would be with radiocart.
Okay, when does the nitrogen get slapped around?
Sure.
Because that's what Ken says.
Wow.
That happens
I
in the
don't think Ken
atmosphere
should
all
be
the time.
talking about slapping anything around, quite frankly.
True.
That seems in very
I
poor
don't know if
taste.
that's a scientific term, but yeah, he says the nitrogen.
I was gonna say it. Damn it.
Oh, sorry. So, and plus,
beat me to it.
That doesn't even have on like ice core samples, for instance, which can go back like 800.
Varv counts even.
Yeah, Varv
80,000
counts.
years.
Yeah, I think we have some Varv sequences going back over 100,000 years.
And they
That
can,
reminds
they can
me.
sample the gases that are trapped within those ice cores and learn quite a bit about ancient atmospheres.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need
Although
to get
I think
everybody's
this is
favorite points on things that disprove the age of the Earth being so young, because I'm doing don't tell nobody, I'm doing a secret part 22 in my 21 part series on the flood.
Things to that end, Rodney, I just typed something in the private chat. Look that up. There have been a lot of studies on a particular lake in Japan that, it's beautiful.
I think Bainsy told us about that lake. Or was it you? It was Sasha.
It was me. I think
Okay.
I was the first one in our group to bring it up. Lake Sweegets.
And I get yelled at for mentioning Beamsy. Okay.
No, you get yelled at
it's a
for
lake-
hassling things.
Hassling?
Lake Sweegets is a lake in Japan that has been isolated from rising and falling sea levels and glaciation and a whole lot of other things. So it has this beautiful sequence of varves going back, I think it's nearly, if not over 100,000 years. And there's carbon in the varves, so we can accurately chart carbon dating going back 50,000 years. There are also ash layers, because it's in Japan. And we can radiometrically date those, and they exactly match up with their varf ages. Like, it just cross corroborates all these different dating methods. It's divine.
No, I think that there could still be a Noah's flood, and then there's ash layers. I mean, the water soaked into the ash, but then the water it went away and the ash dried up. So it could happen. Over. Please believe me.
And I'm just going to go ahead and put it on a banner here for a second. It's called Lake Swigetz. Or Lake Swigetsu. And depends on if you want to pronounce the last U or not.
Okay.
Wonderful lake in Japan. It's been continuously being studied for like the last, I want to say 20 to 30 years. And the varves keep happening.
Somebody
great.
touch on my
And the
sweet
bars keep coming, and the bars keep coming, and the bars.
And if there
Yeah,
had
sure,
been a
all
global
bars.
flood, the lake would have recorded it. But we see nothing 4,500 years ago. Just the same
bars.
normal sequence. It's fabulous. Oh yeah, and the Green River Formation. The Green River Formation, they're not all consecutive, but there is at least 6 million varves in the Green River Formation that all add up.
So varves are when basically water comes in and deposits a layer of sediment, and usually for annual varves it happens twice a year. So it lays down these really easily distinguishable and measurable layers on the thing. So what's hilarious is you'll get into an argument about it with someone like Kent, and they'll say, "Oh, well, it was the tides happening." But in 6,000 years, if you're talking about that many million layers, what were 2 million or something layers, it would have to be happening every hour, less than every hour, which is just ridiculous. Like it's the most ludicrous thing.
Mercury, I love the debate
isn't
with
even that prominent.
Here, just a second. Just had to take care of something. Actually, if y'all wouldn't mind, I'd kind of like to go for a 2-minute bio break. Y'all chitter chat or something for a couple minutes.
Yeah,
talk amongst yourselves. But give us a topic though.
Yeah.
Favorite dinosaur, go.
That's not fair.
No, that's fair. I'm going to go for Ankylosaurus. Ankylosaurus is my cute, spiky boy.
Currently, my favorite is going to have to be Tarbosaurus.
If I had to pick one on the spot, I'm going to say Baryonyx.
I'm going to choose the Tyrannosaurus Rex to be a basic bitch.
Nothing wrong with Tyrannosaurus.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, exactly. I know.
Yeah,
that's why it's my favorite. It's awesome and has feathers.
Okay, here's a better question. What do you think Hovind's favorite dinosaur is?
The Hovindosaurus.
It's gonna be something like pterodactyl.
One of my subscribers left me this comment, and it was hilarious. I forget what they said.
That was the joke I was making, Pippa, because Pteranodon, none of the pterosaurs are actually dinosaurs.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, Pteranodon's not a dinosaur either. That's a different kind.
But they can still ride the dinosaur train.
They can. I like that show, actually.
Dinosaur Train? I don't think I've seen that one. You'll have to explain it to me.
Yeah, it's like a I think it's PBS Kids TV show.
Okay.
there's like this little T-Rex who gets mixed up in a pteranodon nest and is raised by Mama Pteranodon, and there's this dinosaur train that they go on in every episode, and they're like going through like different time periods and stuff, and like after school special style solving a problem in one episode and learning a valuable lesson and all that kind of cool stuff.
Oh, okay. So
Just an FYI, I am working on my own personal Godzilla project.
Go
personal
Godzilla!
Godzilla.
That sounds like fun. Also, I am back. Sorry about that.
Are you trying to breed one, or like what's going on there?
I am working on a script which I hope to turn into a movie.
Okay. Didn't they just
It's-
make a Godzilla movie? It actually did quite well. Didn't it win an Oscar for something? I think best special effects or some stuff.
Okay. Good night, everyone.
There's a
Bye.
bit of sound in the back. Oh, good night. There's a bit of sound in the
TK.
background.
I got it. Sorry,
What happened to
Titan just
AJ?
shared this with
Something
me.
happened to AJ? AJ dropped
Oh,
for some
AJ?
reason.
I didn't kick him.
I bet you did. Don't believe anything Doc says. He would kick AJ in a second. In a second.
I don't think I did.
I think so.
I didn't
I
click
think my
nothing.
wife was telling me about it, and she's usually way better. Yeah, so it was Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire. Look, I can't keep up with all these new movies. It's incredible. But my wife can for some reason.
I haven't watched any of the new ones. I have heard they have embraced the let's be dumb and have fun
Yeah.
thing, which, I'm all for it,
Best visual effects, Godzilla -1, apparently. There you go. There you go. Google tells all. Godzilla -1 wins best visual effects at 2024 Oscars. Godzilla -1? Why is it called Godzilla -1? What is going on? Are we now going backwards in franchises?
Wait, is that the one where Godzilla became evil, or is that supposed to
I
be the
don't know.
next?
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
the latest Japanese output. So it's
Oh.
probably a little more
Hello.
palatable for like diehard fan base people.
Right.
No.
Oh, I might have to see it then, because I hated the Western Godzilla movies. They sucked.
I only saw the one, and I wasn't a huge fan of it.
Well, the 1990s one was it 90?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
the
Matthew
mid
Broderick or
2000s
something.
one.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, that one was like it was good entertainment, but I didn't really care for the story of it.
Focused on the
nothing
humans too
against
much. I'm here
kaiju.
for the monsters.
Well, yeah, I've
Or-
got nothing
well-
against kaiju films. I really don't. It's just Western ones seem to not be able to, I guess like Pacific Rim was dumb fun. Like that was
Oh,
dumb,
Pacific
but it
Rim
was
is
okay.
great.
Yeah, it was just dumb
Yeah,
fun.
I don't think they took
like just
themselves too
yeah.
serious.
Right.
Yeah. I guess. Oh, that's right. AJ was saying he was going to stream. I didn't say anything before I left.
Oh,
But yeah, when it comes to like a monster movie, I like them when they're fun. I like them when they're dumb. I do like them when they're smart. But
yeah.
I don't like them being pretentious.
Well, there was a Korean one a while ago called The Host. It was done by the same director that did Parasite, and that was amazing as a monster movie. Like it was just so different and so great. It was fantastic.
All right. Oh man, LaBelle. Ugh. Yeah, so last week I saw The Meg 2 with a friend. It is
Oh, no.
genuinely the worst movie
Yeah.
I've seen in years.
Oh no.
Like the writing is awful.
I was expecting a Disney Star Wars somehow Rainn Wilson returned.
Honestly, it felt more like the Star Wars holiday special to me. But at least that's more coherent.
Should we end the tangent and get on track?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I might.
One last thing. I agree, Sydney Raptor. I love Pacific Rim. It's great. But yeah.
If you watch my video number 7 on my seminar series, $50 for the whole thing, 18 hours, I cover in
Buy my
great detail
DVDs.
No. I am not. I will never.
I have
Do people
all
buy
7
these DVDs
videos
really?
that I'm going to go through.
Oh, I wish you luck.
I mean, I've watched them like 400 times from the time I learned about them until now. So I don't guess there's really anything new I can learn, quote unquote, from it.
You
I'm just
poor
going to
tortured
break
man.
it down.
all the problems with carbon dating. But I want to cover something else tonight. If you trust carbon dating, you're really an idiot. Methods have serious problems, and they
Well,
were
he
all
means if you
invented in the
trust
last
his
70 years.
understanding of carbon dating, then you're an idiot, which I would agree with.
Yeah.
He's just insulting people now. It's pretty terrible.
Yeah, but like I said this somewhere in the vast infiniteness of the beginning, but Clint was very polite and very understanding, and Kent treats him like you said his dog was ugly or something. Why?
Back in 1830.
Ooh, wait, sorry. Ah, The Man from Earth. Yes, that movie. Oh, that movie is amazing. I love it.
That film is amazing.
Oh, it makes your brain just burn, and I love it. Like a quick no spoilers rundown. I think he's an archaeology professor, is retiring, and he invites he's going to move away, and he invites his colleagues who he's known for years over, and springs a philosophical question on them.
Like a what if?
Is it hypothetically possible for a human to survive for thousands of years? And the movie just goes from there. It is fabulous. I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube. Seriously, do yourself a favor if you have a free Saturday night or something. Look it up. Fabulous.
Nice.
It's not a long film as well, though, right? It's quite like you can pull it off in 1.5 hours or something.
Yeah, I think it's like an hour and a half or something.
Like, I don't want to brag or anything, but I can watch a 2.5 hour movie in like 10 hours. So
there you go. That's efficiency.
That's fair. But yeah, if you've never heard of it before, check it out, folks. Fabulous.
120 years before any radiometric dating was thought of. That's when they made up the geologic column and the index fossils. So now, if the carbon date they obtained does not match the geologic date from the index fossils, they'll throw out the carbon date. Yeah. If you...
No, Kent, that's just some BS you made up. That's not how we do things.
he said it, so it must be true.
Well, I know a lot of his sources are just lying. Like, in the past, I know he cited stuff from Steve Austin. Listen, reading through Steve Austin's publication on the Mount St. Helens rocks, he did everything he possibly could to get a wrong result.
You know, I tried going over that in my stream the other night. That got mysteriously taken down, and I still haven't gotten any word from YouTube about it either. So that's fun. But I did mention that, and I did cover that in the 45 minutes that I was able to stream it.
I mean, if you have a Twitter, you can try reaching out to YouTube support on there. They're surprisingly more responsive there than they are on YouTube.
I don't have a Twitter, but that's just a personal choice.
I've never had a problem with Google support as well. Like, I've had a couple of problems with just issues on my channel. One person couldn't be unblocked, and it had to, they weren't too bad. I don't really have a problem with them, to be honest with you. Support tickets always take a long time to resolve, so I'm not, I think, yeah.
I don't know. I haven't had to appeal anything yet, but I'm not looking forward to the day I do. Just I
Hopefully
have
I'll
not
know.
heard good things.
Yeah.
You found a dinosaur bone and had flesh with it, like Schwarzer, what's her name? Schwartz, the girl. What?
Schweitzer. Schweitzer. It's not that
Dr.
hard.
Mary Schweitzer.
Plus, she didn't have flesh with it. That's not what she found. Like, that's a complete miss. Like, she found sort of partially fossilized cartilaginous tissue there. Like, it was, we call it soft tissue, but like, it wasn't flesh. It's
Yeah,
that's just a lie. That's another lie.
Microscopic scraps of collagen fibers.
Mary Schweitzer in North Carolina. If you test the soft tissue found with that dinosaur bone and it came back with carbon dating to be, say, 10,000 years old, would you accept
Why
it?
would you carbon date that? Why would you possibly carbon date that? Why? They
Because
did
then
do
you can
carbon
intentionally
dating.
get a wrong answer.
Well, they did do carbon dating, but it was contaminated by bacteria that had eaten away of it. They would, the dates came back for the bacterial organisms that had infected. Like, this is the thing. He just doesn't.
I can never
Did
remember
they do
which
carbon dating
example
on
it
them?
is, but
I
like
think so.
somebody tried to get a sample. I think it was of a trike bone where they said they found soft tissue or preserved soft tissue or something, but they had already like soaked it for like a month in some kind of acid solution and then tried to get it carbon dated.
I'm pretty sure it was a creationist.
Yeah, that I
and
know that much, but I can't remember like who it was or where or when.
I don't remember his name, but I know it happened. I remember Dapper Dino did a video on it, and I listened to that. It might come up
It
if you
might have
search
been
Dapper Dino
Mark
Triceratops.
Armitage.
That sounds right.
Yeah, Andrew Cummings said it, and that does ring a bell.
Yeah, and a lot of, or at least from what I have heard, it seems very likely that he found an Ice Age bison horn because they are known from the same area, and I don't think there were any pictures of it like in the ground, or he didn't publish about any other bones found with it, which is a little sketchy. See, I'm just reading a little bit. I'm not finding anything. Not finding anything on carbon dating done on. Not finding anything about carbon dating done on any soft tissues. Like dinosaur soft tissues, other than possibly the Armitage thing.
I could be wrong. I thought they did, but I could be wrong.
He got a publication in the National Library of Medicine? Okay, first off, why? Second, what? I don't know the guy's history. Was he previously a legit scientist?
Mark Armitage, I think he was at CSUN, but I do have to go. It was great to be here. Great to be with you guys. Great talking with you, and I will see you guys. I'll be in the chat, but I will see you guys next time.
Yeah, no worries, Ronnie.
Thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, not a problem.
Yeah, let's maybe a couple more minutes and we can probably drop
okay.
Those. We're getting up to.
Or would you say, wait, that's a dinosaur. We know it's millions of years old. How do you know it's millions of years old? Because of the geologic column. Oh. So you would
No.
reject the carbon date.
We've never found them in any layers that were older.
Mhm.
At least non-avian dinosaurs. We've never found them in anything younger.
And why is he arguing that the carbon date's correct? He doesn't believe the carbon dating works either. So he's just grasping at whatever supports his claim. Like, oh, if it's 10,000 years, what if it's 55,000 years? Okay, then you would reject that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're not going to get one that's 6,000 years old, Ken.
Well, creationists, I'm not sure where Kent comes out. I think it's 6 to 10 is usually what they say. Yeah, I think he's just sort of saying, but yeah, I don't like, this is the thing, carbon dating, it can be really unreliable because of carbon sinks and stuff like that. It can be like its range is only up to 55,000. So if you're carbon dating something outside of that range, you're not going to get an accurate result. It's just going to be inaccurate. And you have to always be on the lookout for contamination from other sources. You have to be.
Yeah, like when we do radiometric dating, we are very careful, and we do it on dozens, if not hundreds, of samples.
Yeah.
Like, believe it or not, scientists know to be careful about what they're studying. Also, it appears that after this, like, yeah, he really he starts preaching and going through his own
and does the
presentations and
slides.
stuff.
Yeah, we've seen this a million times before.
Yeah, I think we can probably call it there.
Well, I'm good. Thank you so much. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Did you
thanks
want
for
to
joining.
redirect to somebody? I might see if there's anyone I can redirect to.
Sure. Is anyone?
I can redirect to Doc Dino. It looks like Niddy's live. I will redirect to Niddy because Niddy appears to be live. Let me just double check that.
How do I do that?
Yeah,
I don't know how to do that.
Oh wait, President Sunday's live? No, that's a lie. It's in. You might not be able to. I think you need to be monetized to do so. But Niddy's doing something on Dwell, basically, which is a cult that he left. Is Dwell. But thanks everybody for joining us. I really had a lot of fun. That was a good crew on the panel. It was really a lot of cheekiness and fun. Yeah, awesome.
Here, I'll just go ahead and put the link to Niddy's stream in my chat.
Yeah.
So people who are with me, once we sign off, click that link and you can go to a friend of ours. With that said, thank you, Mark, AJ, Rodney from Tell Me More, Mr. Anderson, Caden. Thank you, Siddharth. Am I forgetting anyone?
I'm so upset I missed Mr. Anderson. I'm such a big fan. I missed him by minutes, I think. So I hope I'll get to catch him the next time.
Yeah, I mean, he's starting to put out content more often now. And he sounds like he's planning to do a stream soon, so you can probably catch him there.
Yeah, I think when I tried to look for him the last time, I couldn't find his content or like his channel. I'm not sure. Like I remember finding it for now I'm blanking out on I found Ian's channel, but I couldn't find Dr. Anderson.
Here. Let me see. I'll just go ahead and get you the link to his channel. I'll put it in the private chat. And I'll put it in my YouTube chat too.
Oh,
but
okay.
I think I got everyone. If I didn't, I apologize. But thank you, folks, for joining.
All the links for
watching. Sorry, Mark. What was it?
Oh, just for my audience, all of the links are in the description of this video. So if you do need any of the people that have been on, they're all in the description.
That is a good idea.
Don't forget to like and subscribe because it really helps Doc Dino out. If you are watching on my channel, Doc Dino's channel is in there, and it really helps him out to get a subscription. So if you do like this kind of thing and would like to see more, definitely head over there. And I might just put it in the chat actually as well, just to make sure.
Grazie, Mark. Yeah, we do this show most Mondays. Not every Monday, but most.
Yeah, and it's really good. So I might just throw that in before I go. It really helps out Doc. He definitely is worth it and is doing some really good stuff. So thank you so much. Really appreciate it, everybody. And I'll let Doc go now. I'm just taking over the show as per usual.
You're fine.
not
But
here.
thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna be putting out stuff soon. I've been preparing to do a little, well, maybe a couple shorts on the dinosaur fossil I've been cleaning. Like some backstory behind it. I'm consulting with some paleontologists who know the area and the dinosaurs in the area, and hopefully they can help me ID it. So that'll be fun too.
Cool.
Yeah. Thanks for joining, everybody, and hope you have a great evening or morning, wherever you are. Just have a good one.
Goodbye.
Thank you.